North Texas.
Check, 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 check.
Say Utah. You say Utah?
Yes, she Nebraska over there.
Yep.
Testing 1, 2. Chat. Put ones in the chat if y'all can hear us.
What? Huh?
Yeah, I'm just talking to our audience. Chat. Put ones in the chat if y'all can hear us. Okay, we're good. Hey, what up, Danny? How you doing, bro?
Is it good quality or bad quality?
Hey, is it distorted as well,
What's
chat?
that?
Let us know if it's bad. Check, check, check. Yeah, it's clipping just a little bit.
Okay, Miss Producer.
Check, 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 check. How we sounding?
I'm the host and the producer. Let's go.
Hey, let's fucking go. Sergio, shout out to Sergio.
Yep. Mr. Producer.
Oh, you hit it as well?
Oh, we both hit it at the same time?
Hey, let's go.
We both hit it? No. Miss Producer.
Hey, shout out to our guy, Andrew Tate. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, fuck y'all. Y'all want to ban me from TikTok? I'll play my Andrew Tate song. Fuck y'all. Okay, we'll cut that out. No,
Hey, let's start it from the beginning, though.
Yeah, all right. From the top. Sorry, guys. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Purple Pod, episode 28, the #1 show in the world for dating and in Dallas, Texas, of course. Please make sure to go like, subscribe, and go follow the podcast Instagram. Tagged below, guys. If y'all want to hit up the girls right now, you need to go add the Instagram because they're all tagged right now in the story, and we got really pretty panels, so I know y'all gonna be up in it. Please go and add also the TikTok, and I just got banned from. Fuck you, TikTok. Also add the Facebook group, add the Twitter. I gotta grow all those accounts ASAP, so please, guys, go support those. Shout out to Donnie tonight, and we got Josh in the house. Y'all fucked up my audio, but we fixed it at the same time, so it's no big deal. No, thank you, Josh, for helping out. He's trying to make everything sound better, guys. So please let us know if it sounds like some good quality tonight. Otherwise, thank you, Cornerstone Events, for helping us out with the recruiting, like always. Thank you, ladies, for all coming. We got a big badass man. We got 8 ladies tonight, guys. This is really dope. I was really excited about this show because we're gonna have so many. Please like the video, and we'll go ahead and get started with our standard first question. I think we're gonna do name, age, education level. What do y'all do for work? If y'all want to flex on us, your credit score, make these men feel like some bitches or something. We'll start at this end. We'll start with our person who's already been on the show for Heaven. Thank you for coming back. You're one of our favorite, one of our most loved guests, I gotta say. So yeah, your name, your age, education level, and what do you do for work?
I'm Heaven Monet. I'm a tattoo artist. I do art for work. I use people as my canvases. So, if you're trying to get some ink, go to Art by H Monet, Monet, so I can get you some tattoos. But I am a college student. I'm working on getting my associates. So after that, I want to get my bachelor's. I'm actually interested in getting into coding. So I think that'd be a great field to get into, especially because the future is tech. But yeah.
Have you heard about ChatGPT? GPT.
No, go ahead and put me on.
It's a new thing that just came out within like the last month or two, and it's about to destroy the entire coding world because basically like what it does is it's a bot. Like it's also amazing for copywriting. So like people who like say you have a website or like you're sending emails out and you want to say like you can just type in email to a person about Andrew Tate, and it'll be like a whole 5-paragraph essay about Andrew Tate, and it's written for you by a bot. It drags all this information from the internet and makes this perfect thing, and it's doing it for coding as well. So if you're a coder and you know how to code, you can be like, I want this written in Python. I want a ping pong game written in Python like this, and it'll make it, and it'll also fix itself too. It's the most incredible thing I've ever seen in my life.
That's crazy. I want to do Python and C++. So I'm like,
just go Google ChatGPT after this and like coding, and you'll see some of the coolest videos that just came out the last couple of weeks. Like really cool shit. I had to talk about it. I've been obsessed with it the last couple of weeks. I even had it write a letter to my girlfriend, like a sorry letter. I was like, let's see if this thing could write a sorry letter to my girlfriend. And I said, write a letter to my girlfriend saying sorry and that she's beautiful, awesome, and inspiring. And like it literally wrote like a fucking like full essay saying all those things. It was the coolest thing ever.
I'd feel played.
Yeah. So watch out, ladies. The guys are using this shit now, just so y'all know. Be careful. Now for you, I'm sorry I had to talk about that. Name, age, education level, and what do you do for work?
My name's Branty. I'm 30. I live in North Dallas, and I work in healthcare, dental specifically. So
Oh, well, you don't look 30, honestly.
Thank you.
Yeah, you look
Thank
very
you.
young.
Thanks.
I gotta ask, how tall are you?
5'11".
5'11"?
Mhm.
Okay. What's your name, age, education level? What do you do for work?
I go by Dallas. I am 24 years old. I am a senior at Texas A&M Commerce. Go Lions. For work, I am an assistant for a business. She sells accessories called Blossom Co. Shout out to Leah. Love you, girl. But yeah, that's what I do.
Okay. What's your name, age, education level? What do you do for work?
My name's Kristen. I'm 23. I went to college, but I didn't finish it because I don't like school.
I agree with you. I
And
hate
what
it
was the
too.
other question?
What do you do for work?
I own a boutique in Dallas. So when y'all follow me, y'all can get y'all answers for me when y'all go to the club, you know.
What's your Instagram? We're gonna plug it really quick for them.
Kristen the dog, KRISTENDADOLL.
Y'all hit her up for the boutique. I don't know if there's any ladies watching in Dallas, but if so, hit her up. What about you? What's your name, age, your education level? What do you do for work?
My name is Lauren. I'm 20. Right now I'm in school, so
Can
I'm a
talk a little
junior.
closer if you can.
I'm a junior in college. I go to Howard. I'm a biology major, so
Okay.
I'm a full-time student, not working right now.
No working. That's the good life.
Mhm.
What's your name, age, education level? What do you do for work?
Yeah, so I'm Talia Michelle. I am a dancer, a bartender, all of the above, a hustler. That's what I do. And
Talk a little
I
closer if you can.
dropped out of college, but ain't nothing to it.
Yeah.
I get to the money. That's all.
What kind of dancer are you?
You know.
Yeah,
the,
it's
the good kind.
it's the kind that likes ones thrown at them.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah?
I
Okay.
like money.
Okay. What about you? What's your name, your age, your education level? What do you do for work?
I'm Chrislyn. I'm 26 years old. I'm from Utah.
Talk a little closer if you can to the mic.
I'm from Utah. I'm a bartender, but a stay-at-home mom also. Living the good life, you know.
Okay.
Bills paid, but taking care of children. It'd be like that.
Oh, so you do have kids?
They do. So I have one of my own. She's 8, and then I have 3 stepchildren.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah, we love
guys,
it.
this is a really special episode because we have a girl that's in a relationship on the panel. We usually don't do this, so I got some special questions just lined up for her, so we can learn about her man's. You know, learn what kind of guy he is. Uh, for you,
Scared.
no, you're
Don't be
okay.
scared.
Don't worry.
Girl,
Name,
if you
age,
knew.
name, age, education level. What do you do for work?
My name is Ariana. I'm 25 years old and I do network marketing and modeling.
Network marketing and modeling. Okay.
What kind of model? Like,
Instagram modeling.
yeah.
Like in the videos and doing fashion shows and stuff like that.
Music video stuff
Okay.
though.
Yeah.
That's dope. Okay. Well, now, usually we like to ask a bunch of questions at first to learn about y'all, but I'm switching it up a little bit tonight. I want to learn about what y'all are looking for. Like this is a really good panel, so we want to see what y'all are kind of looking for in a guy as far as like the type of dudes, because there's 3.6 billion people on YouTube, and they might end up clicking this video, you know, in the next week or two, and they might be like, "Damn, those girls, I'm just what she was looking for." You know what I'm saying? So no, we'll start. We'll change it up. We'll start on this side this time. Why don't you tell me? What height do you prefer?
Height and income. You want
Yeah,
that?
yeah. We'll do height first. Yeah.
Height, I would prefer. I don't really have a preference,
Closer to the mic for us
but
too.
I don't really
Thank you.
have a preference, but I would say taller than me, so like 5'6" and above.
How tall are you? You're really short, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm like 5'3".
You're like 5'3". Yeah,
Yeah.
that's easy for a guy to make you happy.
Exactly.
What about you? What's your preference on your height?
My height would be like average, which is like what?
5'8",
Yeah,
5'9".
5'8", 5. Okay, so I
She
would
about
say
to say 5'11". Fuck out of here.
Until I told her what the average actually was.
My bad.
What did you actually think the average was though?
Close to 6 foot.
6 foot is
So
actually
me,
14%.
I used to date like taller guys, like
Yeah.
a lot taller. But
Well, it's actually just so you know, 6 feet tall guys is 14% of the United States, and I mean half of them are married, so it's like 7% actually. You know.
just kidding.
Yeah. So what height are you? Or what height are you usually looking for?
I'm looking for a 6 foot.
6 foot?
or more.
You got the 14% chance.
I'm 5 foot. I need somebody. a
You're
little-
5 foot though.
I need someone tall.
Even with heels though, you're gonna be
I
fine.
need someone tall.
Man, this is that's hardcore, man. I feel bad for these short guys. What about you? What's the height that's your preference?
I'm tall, so
Talk a little closer if you can.
I'm tall, so I need someone that's tall. So probably about like 6 feet.
And how tall are you again?
I'm 5'7".
5'7"? Yeah, you did look kind of calm. Yeah,
Yeah.
6 foot, guys. We got a couple of them. What about you? What's the height you're looking for?
Probably like 6 foot, yeah.
Oh, we got 3 people, 6 foot. Man, it's hard competition out here. What about you?
Like true 6 foot. And I don't mean with your Gutters or your Jordans on. I mean 6 foot.
Yeah, none of that
No
5'11"
lips.
shit.
Nah,
It's
let's
all
not
right.
lie, because I might spit in your face when I see you.
Wait, how tall are you?
I'm 5'6".
So, like, can you notice though? Like, have you been able to notice the difference between a 5'11" and like a 6 foot guy?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I don't know. I would never notice. Like, I'm 6 foot and I never notice. I feel like, and I'm at their height, you know. But so what about you? What's height you're looking for? I know
I
you're
love
looking.
this question for
Yeah.
me because I'm 5'11".
Yeah.
So I'm big as hell. So obviously I want you to be bigger than me. I would say less than like 6'2".
6'2".
Nothing below.
Yeah, you still can't wear heels with that guy.
Nope. That's
It's-
okay though.
do you think it's a blessing or a curse that you're tall?
A blessing.
A blessing.
Yeah, for sure.
If you find a guy that's really tall and y'all have kids, your kids are gonna do really good.
Yeah.
They're gonna
yeah.
be very successful,
Might have some ballers.
especially
D1
the
athletes.
guys.
Shit.
Might have some
Yeah,
ballers for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. If you want some ballers, yeah. So what about you, Heaven? What are you looking for?
I definitely like a tall man. So I mean, if I could get a 6'2", 6'4", why not?
That's what you're going for?
6'6".
That's like your
Yeah.
preference?
But 5'10", you know, minimum.
Yeah. Because how tall are you?
I'm 5'3".
Okay. Yeah. Well, if you could, come on, you could sell for a little less, and that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous, Heaven. All right, so now I want to know what's the income is y'all's preference, and we'll start with you this time, Heaven. What's the income preference for you? Like more than a certain number, say 50, 70K, something like that.
More than 100K.
More than 100K?
Yes.
Yeah. He has to match you.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yes.
What about you?
I would agree with her. I mean, if you're not rich, you can't be broke.
Yeah.
So
And then what about you?
It depends on like where you are in life. Like if you're like me, I'm a college student, so I'm not gonna expect somebody my age to be making 6 figures. That's nuts. But if you're like 30 and you still haven't figured out what's going on,
right.
If he's a
That's
30-year-old, he
what
better be making 100K.
Yeah.
no.
Well, no, but I
literally.
mean, it'd be nice.
Yeah.
And a couple cars.
Okay. And what about you? What's the income preference?
Just enough. Like I don't know, probably like you talk about a year.
Yeah. $50,000 a year, $70,000 a year, 100K a year.
Yeah, like 100.
You need about 100.
Yeah.
But basically, everybody's almost the same. What about you?
Yeah, I'd probably say 100.
100. 100. What do you think?
Yeah.
100?
for sure.
100K. Wow, man, y'all shooting high. We're gonna actually have to bring up the calculator, Donnie. Honestly, like I think that we're gonna have to show the ladies
Bring the
the
calculator out.
Yeah. There's a calculator that shows like when you look for like these preferences, like certain height and income, like how many of those guys there are, and like you can also exclude marriage, obese, and all that stuff. It takes it takes straight from the data from the census, and
Scary.
That
oh
is-
yeah,
That's
oh
scary.
yeah, it's actually
How
a
hard
really
do you have to
scary thing
learn
when you
for
see the
that?
numbers. Like you're looking like if y'all want a guy that's 6 foot tall and makes 100K a year, you're already fucking with like 1% if they're not married.
Oh, damn.
And
Yeah.
if you're subject to like even race, like
Yeah.
specific race,
Yeah,
it's
the-
even lower.
Yeah, it gets really
That's
bad when you start
wild.
picking. Yeah,
These
But, I
streets be
mean,
hard.
y'all. Hey, I mean, y'all are looking for unicorns. Like if y'all want to look for a unicorn.
Mine.
Oh yeah, we get to.
Everybody deserves a unicorn.
So yeah, I gotta know. Like I gotta ask. So since you're the one person on the panel with the guy, like, are you like what? How tall is he of those preferences?
He is close to 6 foot, so
He's right there where you want.
yeah.
And then does he
absolutely.
make the 100K a year like you want?
Yeah, he works hard. He's definitely one that like hustles. He's a couples counselor on top of being a football and basketball coach. That man works.
Oh, he's a couples counselor.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Oh,
interesting.
yeah. Going from toxic, I'm telling you, toxic to him, I'm like, I don't know how to act. I don't know.
He's almost too. He's almost too
to
good.
be true.
Yeah. That's
but no,
weird.
he definitely puts up with me. So bless his little soul.
How like what do you do to make it hard?
For one, I get annoyed very like my patience is very low. But like with him, he knows how to like maneuver it and just be like, okay, I'm gonna give you space. So he like where he gives me too much space, where I'm like, come back,
You know-
come on. But no, he knows how to like manage me, which I've never had that before. So-
Are you like a stay-at-home girlfriend or do you work?
I mean, I work with the kids and everything, so that's a job itself.
Yeah.
But no, I'm a stay-at-home girlfriend.
Okay, so he takes
All-
care of you fully though.
All bills paid.
And and you, but I think we were talking earlier. Like you still go out on girls' nights and you do all that type of stuff, and she doesn't mind anything. Okay.
No.
Yeah, we're gonna peel some layers back.
Yeah, but
in a
I
little
mind
bit.
if he does it.
You mind if he does it? Why?
I just, I like my men.
You don't think that's kind of hypocritical?
100%. But I like what I like.
Especially if he's providing and
No,
protecting and stuff
he
like
does
that.
it, but I'm not happy about it. I'm not gonna sit there and stop him, but I'm gonna be like, all right, go.
Okay.
Might give him, a little attitude when he comes home and whatnot, but then I'll be happy.
Yeah, you could stand up. You know that, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. You can
I'm
honestly
talking
stand
to
up.
you.
Yeah,
You can stand up.
Yeah, it's no big deal. We're not. We're
Bro,
not too crazy about blocking the camera or anything.
She over here look like Nightcrawler and shit like that.
Fucking Catwoman for real. Like, yeah.
Actually trying to dodge some fucking laser beams and shit.
Yeah, you're like Catwoman.
and she got the boots on.
I know, right? You look cute.
Now I want to know though, do y'all prefer a gym person? Do you want a guy that goes to the gym? I'll start with you this time, Heaven.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't want no fat man.
He needs to be a gym guy. What about
Yes, to fitness. I mean, I don't expect you to like eat, sleep, breathe it because I don't. And there's days where people are like, okay, I go every day. I don't want to go today, but some kind of
you?
well-being,
Healthiness, yeah.
for sure.
What about you?
It's more athlete for me.
Mm.
Like, yeah,
I
like my
agree.
boyfriend now, he's a football player, but he's like 2-something. 2-something, we could do something. So yeah.
So do you have a boyfriend right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Usually we only have singles on, so it's rare when we do have an actual person that's like in a relationship. So yeah, but no, I'm gonna have to drill on y'all on a little bit about y'all's boyfriends. Wait, what was my question again?
Yeah, if they want
yeah.
a gym person.
Yeah. Do you want a gym person?
If that's how he is, but it really don't matter.
You can accept the normal.
Yeah.
So
What
you
about
like
you?
fat dudes?
No, he can't be fat.
But what if he's just like
But
a
if you
super
don't-
skinny
I ain't
guy?
never talked to somebody go to the gym. He ain't fat. Like, you don't have to go to the gym. I don't go to the gym.
So he can look like pre-prison Gucci Mane.
No.
Okay.
He's a get money good. He's
Before
a
the
get
ice
money
cream
good. What about you? Does he need to be a gym guy?
I kind of like athletes too. So yeah, they just naturally be in the gym. But
Mhm.
I like more of like sports players than like gym guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get what you're saying completely. A guy who he doesn't have to sit there in the gym, he just gets muscles from doing fun stuff. What about you? If you had to choose gym or not?
He don't have to be a gym guy, but like you gotta be fit. You can't look like pre-prison Gucci Mane. No.
To get money good, man. Y'all are hating.
No, I mean I like a little Teddy Rumpskins, but no.
That's a little too much. Okay. What about you?
Yes. Not like you don't have to go every day, but if you do,
Talk closer if you can.
you don't have to go every day, but if you do, like, get me in there because I'm so unmotivated when it comes to that.
Right.
And does your guy go to the gym?
Does he? Yes.
All the time?
All the time, every day.
He's like big in it.
Yeah, but he does that for like work. Like he works out with his athletes. So
Okay, I get what
Yeah.
you're saying.
Mhm.
What about you? Does he need to be a gym guy?
Yeah.
Yeah?
For sure.
For sure, man. This is a very bougie table. Everybody wants a guy who makes 100K a year, 6 foot tall, goes to the gym. Man, y'all are shooting for the stars. Good luck, ladies. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, speaking of, like the one that just came back from the restroom, what is the income preference for you?
Oh yeah, what was the income preference for you? Like what income would you like your guy to make? 50K, 100K,
I want him to be a 6-figure man.
100K. Yeah, of course, bro. Of course, 100K. Now, are y'all very social or are you a homebody? We'll start with you this time.
I would say I'm kind of both.
And it's more your preference. Like, do you want a guy who's a homebody or do you want a guy that's going like a socialite?
Well, our careers make it like
Where you're
have to be
social.
social. So, but I am a homebody because I protect my like energy and stuff like that. So it's kind of both for me, but more of a homebody for sure, for sure.
Oh, I feel that. What about you?
that's a great question. So before I like came here and met my mans, I was always out because I was working in the club, bartending, doing all the things. I come out here now. I want to stay at home, but he wants to go out. So I'm like, damn. Now I have to find the balance. So I mean, both is for me.
Okay.
In reality.
What about you?
I'm a social type of person. I like to be out. I like to mingle. I like to network. all that good
And
stuff.
so the guy, you'd want him to be that same.
Not my guy. I mean, I could be that, but he don't have to be that. He could be a homebody.
You want him to be a homebody.
Yeah.
All right, maybe your
Somebody
perfect
gotta
man's
do
out here and he's also a homebody and would love for his girl to be going out while he's a homebody. What about you?
Maybe.
I would say I'm definitely like more of a homebody, and I like to be in my own circle and like around certain people. So I prefer for my man to not like want to go out and things like that. He has to be a homebody.
Yeah.
It's no reason for him to be out. Like,
Yeah, let's save money and stay home, guys.
Exactly.
Yeah. What about you, homebody or socialite?
I'm an outside type of person, and my dude has to be
She belongs to the
inside.
streets.
I don't belong to no streets, but my dude gotta be inside because I get jealous.
You get jealous? Yeah, this is a trend going right here. What about you?
I'm currently in a transition going from homebody to social because I like talking to people. I just realized that. And my boyfriend, he's social, but he be in a kiki and a cacan in bitches' faces sometimes. But not in like a cheat, like disrespectful way. But it's like, you don't know her. You don't need to be talking to her.
You trying to lock them up at home?
No, he can go out
Okay.
with his homeboys as long as, be respectful.
Okay. What about you?
I would say I'm like 80-20 and 80 social, 20 homebody.
Okay.
But you don't want to get sick of each other, so you don't always want to be home together,
Mhm.
I feel like it's healthy if you both go do things with both of your parties. You don't always have to go out together.
Mhm.
I mean, a lot of relationships you live together, so when you can cut back, I think it's smart.
Mhm. What about you?
I would just say both. My type of career that I'm in and the type of person I am, I do have to be social. My network is my net worth. So to me, it's like I need a man who can respect that and also know how to move with it. Because some men don't.
Right.
Some men, going to get intimidated by it, or they don't even have what it takes to know how to move like that. So it's just like I have to have someone who can match my energy and also understand the type of career I'm in and the type of money I want to make and understand. We got what we got at home, but you get what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we can do our thing.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So-
I agree too.
Let's back up real quick. It sounds like to me you're saying that you're gonna do your thing to get your money, such as probably flirt with clients, things like that. And am I hearing that right?
No, I did not say flirt with clients.
But does that entail what you were trying to say?
Some people can call things flirting and it's not. I can't judge people's perception, but I don't need a overly jealous man. Cause honey, you ain't about to fuck up the bag.
I would say.
Hello.
Halfway.
My mic just got cut off.
Yeah, it did.
That was mine. That was me.
Oh.
I unplugged my shit like I always do, like an idiot. But no, it's just really crazy though because a lot of the people at this table, y'all all want a guy that stays at home, but y'all want to go out and do stuff. Or most of y'all goofy, man. That's funny.
Same with the one with the red hair. You had mentioned that you wanted to go out in the streets or be in the streets, but you want a man that stays home. What kind of shit is that?
What do you mean?
You're saying he's gonna make 6 figures and be 6 foot and all this other bullshit, and he has to reach a certain caliber, but you can still be the same,
Yes,
for lack of better words, a basic chick.
Yeah, because I'm still having fun. What do you mean?
Because you still having fun. So do you think you deserve a man that brings that to your life?
Yes.
Okay, well let's go around the table real quick. I got a question for all of you. What value do y'all bring to help earn a man that you're claiming you want?
Yeah, we'll start with you actually. What value do you bring to earn the guy that y'all want? This 6 foot tall, six figure guy.
The mindset, the drive. Like, I'm not from Dallas, and moving to Dallas, it showed me a lot about females.
I agree.
So,
Same here.
What do you mean? Like the women here suck? Like a lot of the women here are trash, kind of?
Don't put that on me.
Into the mic. Into the mic.
Yeah, yeah.
She's innocent.
Don't do that. It's just what I've seen so far. It's just like it's not to be cocky or anything, but I know what I bring to the table. That's why I say I want this guy in particular. So
But like drive, you would say mostly?
yeah, my mindset kind of thing. Like I know how to put plays into plays and set stuff up.
Okay.
What is that drive gonna earn you though? What is your ultimate goal?
A house by the time I'm 30, a lot of investments, my daughter straight, like.
So let me ask you this. What would a house mean to a guy that's making that much money? Wouldn't you expect him to already provide that for you?
To be honest, it doesn't.
Can you can put your mic in your lap, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. If you need to, you can
Yeah,
move
you
the
can
mic
definitely
into your
do that.
lap if you
Oh
want.
no, it's okay. What was the question you asked?
Yeah. So if you're saying you want a house by the age of 30,
Mm-hmm.
if you're dating a guy that makes 6 figures, obviously he's the one that's providing the house. He's more than likely has his life established. So what is your
Like, what are you
Why
bringing
do
to
you
the
feel
table?
like the house has to be from him? That's my goal within myself. when whether I have a man or not, that's my goal by the age I'm 30.
so you don't plan on living with your man that's making 6 figures?
I mean, he could come along if we go half on it, but regardless, I'm gonna have a house by the time I'm 30.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go in on that whole half and half shit after this a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah. So, what about you? What value do you bring? Well, I mean, you already have a guy, but what value do you bring? Obviously, we already talked about some of it, but what else do you bring to the table to make his life better, or to get that type of guy?
For me,
Talk closer to the mic if you can.
for me, it's just like being me. I was raised from a grandmother from Chihuahua, like so they're very nurturing but very strict. So how I was raised is your man's works and you take care of the rest. So I cook, I clean, I take care of the kids. I know the kids' schedule more than he does, but I love doing that. He needs something, I get up out of bed no matter if I feel sick or not and go get it because that's my man. That's like respect thing.
Mhm.
So I will do whatever, like I'm not what I argue, but I'll do what he needs of me because he's the one that is providing everything. So I like what I love is to try to make his life easier as well as like his kids and our kids.
Okay.
So
No, that was a really good answer. No,
Yeah.
good. What about you? So, what value do you bring to a guy who's already making like that 100K a year, that 6 foot tall guy? Like, what value do you bring to that?
I mean, I feel like realistically, no cocky shit. I am the table. Let's be real. Like
If I had a dollar every time I heard that
you
on
could
the
bring
show.
me the house, but I'm gonna make it a home. You could bring me whatever, and I'm gonna make sure we straight.
Yeah.
Like same bouncing back off of Chris. I mean, I'm gonna make sure that our house is a home. But regardless of all that, if we needed to go 50-50, I could go 50-50. If we need to go 25-75, I could be the 75 if need be. You know what I mean? And that's what you have to be in a relationship. It can't always be 50-50. It can't always be 100%. It got to be whatever percentage you and your partner are going at that time. And I know I can provide that.
Have you done like the 75-25 with a guy before?
I have.
Yeah, and how was that?
It's not for everybody, but like
How long did it last?
2 years. But
Yeah.
I mean, like I had a man in particular where I had to sign over for his utilities, his credit, whatever. I was that person. I was that 75. He was that 25. But do I regret it? No, because at the same time, that was my partner at the time.
Yeah.
And that's how relationships are. You got to be able to balance each other off. There's been times where he's been that for me.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like women never stay with guys like that. Like honestly, like it never works. Like there's always a timeline on it. Like don't get me wrong, you'll do it.
We want a provider
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. Like, but there's always a timeline on it. Like it might be a month, it might be 6 months, it might be 2 years. You know, it might. Who knows what it is? But I firmly believe a woman will not let a guy or be the full provider for a guy for a certain amount of time.
But I firmly also believe that you sometimes got to stay down till you come up. So shit.
That's awesome.
I mean, it's just it depends how good you are at rolling the dice and gambling on the person.
Hey, before we move on, Sergio,
Yeah.
quick question about that because you said that you are the table. What if you went on a date with a man and you ask him all these questions? He's like, "Man, I am the table." What would you think?
Baby, you don't got no tablecloth. I got one. Like I'm the table. He's not the table. I'm sorry. You can't do the same thing that I'm doing.
So, what tangible things does a quote unquote table bring?
You can so you can provide me a house, you can maybe provide me with stability and XYZ, but you're never going to be okay unless I'm able to give you what you can't do for yourself. If you can't cook for yourself, you can't provide for yourself, I can't make your house a home, then you can't do what I do.
He just wanted to know specifically like cooking, cleaning, like how complimentary you're trying to be, basically.
That makes you different from every other woman in this
because
market.
we always get these very vague answers like you're saying. So it's just like, what specifically? Like we're talking about like specifics here.
I mean, I'm not saying that I'm gonna be. I mean, there's other women in the world who can cook, who can clean, who can do all that. But like, if I'm what meets your fancy, if I'm what tickles your fancy, then you gonna like it over here. You know what I mean?
You ain't got the answers, man.
Bye.
No, I mean it's just man, that's just so vague. I just want you to understand that like that's just really not like shit, honestly, to a guy. Like what she said is honestly the perfect answers, and I know no woman wants to say those things. but it just is. Like, you're supposed to be complimentary to your man. If he's providing everything for you, you should just be complimentary the best way
I'll
physically
go
possible
above
to
and
him.
beyond,
And like,
baby.
Give something.
like,
Yeah.
but that's
I feel
just the
like I'm not
biggest
doing
thing.
enough though. I do everything, and I'm just like, can I get a job on top of this?
And,
And he's like, baby, no.
and honestly, if you want a 6-figure man, like in my opinion, that's what you need. And like any 6-figure man that wants somebody to like split with him or anything like that, that's just red flags to me, like a motherfucker. Like, I think that's the biggest red flag ever. Like, that he's trying to rely on a woman for certain things. It's like, damn, you must not have no drive that you're gonna make more than that. That's
Yeah.
really weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, for
Wanna keep
you,
going?
yeah. Now for you, what's something that you bring to, or what value do you bring to that $100,000 a year 6 foot tall guy that you want?
Well, first I was just kind of saying like the $100,000 a year 6 foot tall guy. Like, I wouldn't boost that up to make it seem like it's kind of more than what it is, or maybe that's because like I don't feel like it's kind of hard to come across, especially in this day and age. Like,
It actually is hard to come across. It's just you're confused whenever y'all have so many options out here. Like,
Yeah,
women
maybe
have an
that's what it
insane amount of
is.
options.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, there
Just
must
an
be
insane
tons of these
amount of
guys because I see
options.
them all the time. But in reality, you don't. Or like, you see them, but y'all know what I'm talking about when I
Yeah.
say they're players.
Yeah.
Or they're not going to be faithful.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah, they know how valuable they are.
Yeah.
And
But
got-
that
yeah.
kind of goes into what I was gonna say with what you bring to the table and things like that, and to this 6 foot man that's 100K. I feel like since that's so common, I don't really try to like subscribe to the whole what you bring to the table thing. I kind of do it based on, do our personalities naturally click more than like what I'm providing you and what you're providing me. When we're in a serious relationship, obviously like things are necessary and that comes in because I'm kind of a traditional person with the gender roles. So I don't even question the whole 50-50 thing because I naturally assume that the man that I'm with is going to pay, most of the bills if we're fully together.
Mhm.
So with that, why would with the cooking and cleaning the house and taking care of the kids, why would he that's what he expects his woman to do. That's what a lady is supposed to do, or whatever you may say. So naturally that's going to happen. So I don't feel like it should ever even just be like a question unless you feel like that's not going to come. So now you have to ask that person. But even besides all that, like even besides all that, like that's kind of basic stuff. So I feel like it's more of who you like.
You think
coming across the
personality is a bigger
person-
deal?
Yeah, coming across the person that you actually want. Any rich man can find a girl that's gonna cook and clean for him and have some kids for him. A beautiful woman. All the beautiful women want 6-figure men. So it's like that's gonna come naturally. All the beautiful women, they're gonna find a man with money. He can be ugly, short, tall, whatever. But it's just like finding someone who naturally clicks for you. That's how I feel.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I can kind of understand that. Kind of. I don't think emotions are that big of a deal, but maybe that's just because I'm a guy and we're not that emotional. What about you? So what do you bring for that dream guy that you were talking about that you wanted? Those stats. Like, what do you bring to him?
I
What
cook,
value?
I clean, I fuck, I shut up.
That's hey, she gets it. She gets it. Like, she gets it.
That's the book.
Hey, she gets it. Honestly, like,
No, like she said, like it's really personality. Like if you like me, you like me. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
you think it's all personality.
So it's
Y'all
just
are
me.
funny. Y'all are goofy. I'm just kidding. What about you?
I feel like same. I'm gonna piggyback off what she said. The whole what you bring to the table, that's complete BS. Because if you meet a man that
Literally.
actually likes you,
Mm-hmm.
like my boyfriend, he does a lot of the cooking. I can cook and all that. I cook every now and then, but he'll do a lot of the cooking, the cleaning, and whatnot. And whatever he is lacking, that's where I will pick up.
Yeah, you're complimentary to what he
Yeah.
lacks in.
And then she said something else that I
Baby, will you grab it? Just hit the little silence button on it.
But yeah, I mean, who is it that celebrity women? They could be beautiful, cook, clean, bust it down every day of the week, and they
Khloe
will still
Kardashian.
get cheated on. And that's the crazy thing. So it's like, fuck,
Well, yeah,
fuck
I
the table,
agree.
honestly.
Well, the
Yeah.
big thing is that like you're gonna get cheated on by guys that cheat, or basketball players, or any type of people. Like, you gotta understand, like, women kind of choose guys that are going to cheat and they kind of know it and they still do it. Like, that's the big issue with that.
does
Like,
happen.
if you're just with a guy that
Way
doesn't
too
cheat, then you're
much.
with a good guy. That's not a
But
cheater.
that also comes from like when you deal with like your personal shit, like your traumas
Trauma.
or whatever with the shit you've dealt with, like that's when you like you'll know when you're dealing with a fuck nigga, and you know when you're dealing with a good guy. Like we all know, and I'm pretty sure we've all dealt with guys that have been pieces of shit on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
But like, would you say like you say we all know? Like, do you think that sometimes y'all get finessed though, and like these guys are so good at lying that you get
Absolutely.
finessed?
I feel like it's
Nice.
happened to
It could
everyone.
be.
I mean, I literally have panels of girls, and every time it's like every one of them gets finessed by these dudes
But
because
at
they're
some
very good at lying. They're very good at selling the dream.
at
know?
some point, because I was before my current boyfriend, I was in a situation like that, and he was selling a dream. But it's one of them things where it's like there were certain things where it's just like I was definitely boo boo the fucking fool. Like my hair is not blonde. There are blonde hairs in his bed. Clearly not mine, but I ignored it just for the fact that the benefits that I was reaping off of him, like finding condoms in the trash can.
Fat ass too, respectfully.
Like finding condoms in the trash can. I was like, I'm not even finna deal with it just for the fact that I know that I don't want to be with you long term. This is just for however long I feel like being a dumb bitch.
At least you're honest with yourself. I like how honest you are about all of it. What about you? So, what value do you bring to that guy that you're on? That 6'3" dude that's probably super fucking rare.
I would say loyalty. Like, if you're on your shit, then I'm going to support you. If you're doing stupid shit, I'm going to tell you you're doing stupid shit. Like, fix it, or I'm gone, or you're going to be gone, and you're not going to know what's going on with me. But, I mean, theoretically, would everybody love to have somebody that makes six figures? Of course. But realistically, you don't know what you're going to get, but that's the point of dating. And kind of like what the other girl said about like somebody's vibe, how you feel about their personality. But I mean, if somebody's doing everything for you financially at home, you have to give something. Like, you can't just
Absorb and take and give nothing.
you're not, nobody's literally sitting on a throne. Nobody's going to really wait on you hand and foot like that. Like, if you're not contributing in some kind of way.
Okay. I want to say what the very first thing that you said, loyalty. That's actually probably one of the biggest deals. Like, other than like what you were saying, like honestly, loyalty is everything.
Yeah.
Like we like as men, like we can tell that our like y'all are like these guys are insecure because they don't like these things, they don't like this. Honestly, it's because loyalty is a really big fucking deal to us.
It is.
It's a very big fucking deal. But we're gonna put Larry back on that after you answer this. So what do you bring to that guy that you want really bad?
Honestly, I'm gonna just say I could agree with almost every lady on this, like at this table, about something. So I would say bits and pieces of everybody's comments, because at the end of the day, I feel like we all want someone who's gonna compliment us in areas we lack. So it's like I don't even have to piggyback or double back on half the things these women said. I feel like everybody said something that is a quality that adds value to a man, and the biggest thing is loyalty and trust, and someone you feel like you can build your empire with. Because I want an empire. At the end of the day, my empire is definitely built off loyalty and my trust between you, because we can love somebody and have love, doesn't mean that love brings us the loyalty and trust we need, and also that security that all of us seek, because that's what most people want, is security within anything they're putting their energy into. So
Just want reciprocated. Here, I'll do the super chats really quick so we keep up with them.
Yeah, we got a lot right now.
Oh shit, I didn't know we had that many. My bad.
No, it's all good.
$1 from Michael from Retroy. Thanks for making a hell of them pennies on us, bro. Appreciate it. JR, if JR was there, sound would be priority. Yeah, thank you, JR. I wish you were here, man. That was him. DC the Beast, $5. Hey ladies, who are y'all streaming in your music playlist? Fellas, pay attention. Who are y'all streaming in your music playlist? Yeah, really quick. Who's the number one person that you're listening to the most?
Right now, artists.
Yeah, just one.
Archie Lee 214.
Okay.
Damn, I would
Talk
say.
closer.
I mean, I don't listen to that much music, but like my son always says I listen to Chris Brown. So I mean,
all right, Chris Brown.
Here we go.
What about you?
I've been listening to a lot of Mariah the Scientist lately.
Mariah the Scientist? I don't know who that is.
YB, Young Boy.
Okay, Young Boy.
Boston Richie.
Oh, Glorilla, fuck nigga free.
Oh, okay.
And Drake and 21, of course.
Okay. Yeah, 21.
21.
Recently I done got, very in tune with the female artist Tim.
Love.
Yeah, she's been speaking to me recently.
Y'all just spoke a bunch of weird language to me. I didn't know that. All right, what else is there? There's $2 from Gus. What are you working on to get the type of men you want? Real quick, what are y'all working on to get the type of men you want?
Myself.
Yourself.
Absolutely.
Well, you don't have to work on anything. You already got your man.
I'm just trying to make sure that I have what I need to bring to the table to make sure that he match it.
Yeah.
Whatever he brings,
So you're
I
not
match
just
it.
the broke girl.
Exactly.
I thought you are the table.
I am.
What about you?
My education, myself.
Education and yourself. What about you?
Yeah, myself.
Okay. What are you working on to get the type of men you want?
Yeah. Even though I'm in a
Oh, yeah, you're in a
I
relationship,
can
yeah.
still,
You can always do better on yourself.
Myself, you're always a work in
Self-improvement.
progress.
I
always.
agree. Just like my soul, myself, my morals, really.
Gus, they're all working on
Hey,
themselves.
Sergio, let's
Yeah.
let's go back around, starting
you
with Heaven.
agree?
Whenever you say working on yourself, can you be specific about that? What is it that you're focused on?
I feel like if I want certain qualities in a man, do I have those qualities? You get what I'm saying? If I'm gonna ask for this,
Mhm.
can I offer that? And I know everything that we want, we might not
Yeah.
be able to offer, but biggest thing is, like I said, like does it add value? I want to add value. So biggest thing is anything that I want from a man, I got to be that type of woman for him. You know
What?
what?
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Okay, hold up. Okay, I guess let's run it back.
You made
I'm-
sense to me.
I'm glad
I
the
agree.
ladies
They
understand.
lying to
Maybe
your
look,
ass. I don't know what the fuck you
Okay,
just said.
hey, I'll explain it in a different version for you, just specifically.
Break it down for us.
Basically, a simple version is like, hold on, ask the question again, because now I
What
wanna-
are you really like physically doing to like work on yourself
Okay, yes,
to,
my
to be for the
my
right type of
values,
man?
my morals, me. Like that's literally what you have to work on is the things you're asking for from somebody.
Just your
Can I-
morals.
Not even just your morals. The things that I want from somebody else. Can I do that?
Have you been celibate lately?
What?
I'm just wondering, like you're trying to like go like on a moral tangent, kind of like what kind of morals are we talking here? Like,
Well, it definitely ain't morals if you're able to flirt with clients while your man stays at home.
Like I
No.
said,
What kind of morals are we
everybody
talking
has
about?
a different perception. I might not consider it flirting.
That's just good customer service.
Okay.
Period.
Some people consider a smile, a
okay.
smile and a hello as a flirt.
Donnie, you want them all to do that?
Do what?
Answer that. What they're all physically like
Yeah,
actually working
absolutely.
on.
Because I
What-
heard
yeah.
myself quite a bit. So
I-
y'all ladies be ready.
Yeah. I like heard like the same answer
My
from everybody.
health,
We want something
too.
specifically.
My
Yeah,
health.
give us a specific thing because we always get these vague answers and we
Okay,
want something specific.
mind, body, health, soul. I know you might say that's vague, but if you are trying to elevate and uplift yourself and your mind and actually grow your knowledge, your brain, all those things, that's going to help you understand what you want and need out of a man because you're trying to figure out yourself, you're learning yourself and also learning how to be, I feel like, better for someone else that you value.
I'm gonna let y'all all say something and then I'm gonna tell y'all the actual thing y'all should be doing.
Yeah, and I got something
Yeah,
too.
go ahead.
I would say
Oh.
growth, but I know that sounds vague. But I mean, you don't stop growing when you're with somebody and you're growing together. You don't stop growing, and you don't know where that's gonna go until you experience it. So I feel like that's really important.
Okay. What about you?
Um,
If you can be specific on this question.
my overall mental health.
Okay. That's
you
a
know,
good
Good one.
people, will lash out like, "Oh, you're cheating on me," blah blah blah. When in reality, he was just working. But because of your past traumas, you haven't dealt with that. Now you bringing this bullshit to this wonderful, sweet man. And my boyfriend, he's amazing. So I would never want to put him through that because it's like he doesn't deserve that.
Yeah. So mental health.
Yeah.
Okay. Good answer.
good.
What about you?
Yeah, I say the same thing as him.
Okay.
I probably say I'm working on like low key like my emotions or like my reactions. So
Kind of like her with your
Yeah,
mental health
kind
to
of.
the extent.
and doing the things that like my dream guy is supposed to be doing, then I try to do those things right now in hopes that he's doing like those things also. So whenever we do meet each other, then it's like cool. So
You're matching.
it's- Yeah, like learning how to cook, learning how to like do better like health routines or things like that, or anything. Like if I want to have a guy that like buys me things or something like that, then I have to be able to like reciprocate that energy to him. So like
You gonna
be
buy him gifts
appreciative.
also?
Be appreciative of what I get and like make sure that like it's understood. Or if I do want to buy him something, then actually do it knowing that he'll give it back to me, stuff like that.
Okay. You got a specific answer for this one?
I would probably piggyback and say the mental health is number one because you don't want to bring, your past person's trauma to the next person. That's not their fault.
Toxicity.
But also too, like, because I think long term, and I think of, okay, if this is somebody I'm dating, I would not want to date somebody who I don't see who I can see myself with in the future tense as a husband or whatever. So like financial as well, you want to make sure that you're not bringing your financial trauma to somebody else that they're gonna have to pick up later in life. Because even though, of course, we all want a 6 foot, 6 figure man, you're not my bill. You know what I mean? You're not here to pick up my bills. So I don't want somebody to feel like they have to pick up my bills. I want them to want to pick up my bills.
Ooh, I got a question about that.
You always got a question.
Right? Can you stay in the background?
Yeah, we can, Sergio, if you want to go towards everybody, and I can come back if you want. It doesn't matter.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead real quick.
All right. Well, if you're saying you don't want to bring your financial burden to another man, what's the point of your education if you're looking for a provider?
I mean, you look for a provider to be able to be, your parachute per se. Like if you need somebody to fall back on, okay, that's your person. Of course, I'm gonna always make sure I got myself tenfold, but I want a provider there at least that if I don't have it, you got it for me, and vice versa. That's how it should be.
Okay.
But again, you're not going to provide for a man. You're
I
looking for a
could.
provider.
Oh, I could.
You could, but you don't want to. That's
Never said I didn't want to. Because
Hey,
of course, if my man spoiled me, I'm gonna spoil him tenfold back.
Yeah, but what we were kind of talking about earlier, though, like the thing is, you only do that for a couple years. Like you're
Correct.
gonna get tired of
Not
it.
even
Like
years.
Everything
like
expires.
we're gonna keep going back to the same thing. Like you can say that you like these certain things about guys, but I can prove with your own experience that it's not actually what you want. Like and women say this shit all the time, and it's cap. It's a projection of what you actually like. And like it's so like what you gotta understand though is like when you say those type of things, you're gonna end up shooting yourself in the foot. Like it's gonna end up screwing yourself over because you're gonna end up with those bum type of guys that want to do the 75-25 or like whatever it is. Like people take advantage. I'm just telling you, people take advantage of people that talk like that. Like if you want to be a woman that talks like that, there's gonna be a pussy ass beta dude that's gonna love. He's gonna love to jump up and fucking take advantage of it. I'm just telling you, I've seen it time and time again.
I don't agree with that, but
That's fine.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, damn well this guy that you're looking for, 6 figures, 6 foot, he's okay with providing for you for a lifetime, right? But can you say you're willing to do the exact same?
absolutely, I'm not getting.
Get the fuck out.
That's
of
a
here.
lie. That's
Y'all
a
must
lie.
have dealt with some terrible women. Cause what?
You just said that it would only you only did it for 2 years for another guy. You're telling me that for a lifetime, for 40 years, you would let a guy you be the provider over a man. That's what you just said.
There's no provider. There's 50-50.
Hell no. Thank you. Yeah.
Well, no, I'm talking about if you were actually more, if it was 60-40, if you were 60-40, you'd be okay with that for 40 years.
No, not for no 40 years.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's like my whole point of my point is that you're never going to be okay with being the full provider. And you keep saying that like you're willing to do all these things and you're really not. Like you're willing to do it for a short amount of time.
Oh, absolutely. Because I mean, I will hope that it will be a balancing act. I will hope we would never be in a 60-40 position for the rest of our lives.
Well, the man is all, but you're comfortable with the man always being in the higher position. Like that's why it doesn't make sense. Like you're backwards. Huh?
Who said they're gonna be higher?
That's why I'm telling you right now. This is the scenario that
I
we're
don't
talking
want a
about.
6-figure man if I can't be a 6-figure woman. I can't keep up with your lifestyle.
You realize that no man's gonna ever want to be with you if you have like a mentality like that, right? Like there's a 6-figure men don't want a woman that's competing with them. Like that's the last thing a 6-figure man wants. That's how you sound though. If you had these type of conversations with a guy, no guy would ever take you seriously. That's actually a successful 6-figure guy. He doesn't want a woman that makes 6 figures and is going to compete with him all the time. I see it all the time. I'm around nothing but circles of guys who make 6 figures. Like I see it all the time. Guys do not put up with a woman who fucking thinks that they're the shit because they're making 6 figures also. They don't care. A true man of value does not give a fuck. Dude, is there a bunch of bait ass dudes? Is there a bunch of fucking dudes that just want pussy and stuff who will say whatever they want just to make you happy? Yes, there's millions of those guys. There's millions of them. But there's not that many. Like we were doing the numbers earlier, there's only 1% of guys that are 6 foot tall making 6 figures. And those guys are not going to want that. I'm being honest with you. I'm just telling you as a guy that makes, $250,000 a year. Like it's just how it is.
I agree, disagree.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, so what about you? What are you working on? Well, I mean, you don't really have to work on anything really. So this is a really good
No,
question.
it's something I want to say though. My thing that like I would work on would be like equal. Yes, like I want to help out like financially. I be like asking, let me get a job, let me do this, let me do this. And he says, no, baby, like you sit here. Like I be begging to go to work. But my thing that I would work on would be equal, not like just like the money, but like he gives me the freedom to do what I want. I need my to where I don't give him the respect that he deserves because of my past trauma. So what I would be working on would be being equal.
Okay.
He gives some, I give some.
Okay, and I want you to understand though that like the reason why he keeps saying like, hey, you don't have to work and stuff like that is
It's
because what
weird for
happens when you
me.
work, you pick up on certain habits that aren't good habits for a relationship, and so like that's why I'm saying you can make $100,000 a year, but you have all these habits that are actually going to be really disruptive to the relationship, and that's why.
And that's what we've already.
Yeah, and that's why he keeps you at home because he knows that there's not going to be any issues then if you do something like that.
Yes.
Here, 1 second, guys.
I'm in heels.
Playing a little bit of musical chairs over here.
Yeah, you can take my seat. I honestly feel like a real man is not going to want you to work regardless.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
I
I feel like
hang that shit up.
And I agree.
He's gonna
like
want
if
you
a
to-
man is established with himself and that's what he's where he wants to be at, he's not gonna
Right.
care.
Just like this, as a woman, why would you want to go to work, cook, clean, take
Y'all
the
can speak into
kids?
the mic.
Can
Y'all
I
are
say
good.
something? I'm thinking a man gonna want you to submit to him because you're gonna be the woman that you like. He's
Right.
gonna you first off. You want somebody who's gonna make you be the woman you want to be, and the woman that's meant for him. Because
Like there's personal
they
growth
leave?
and
know.
relationship growth too.
I'm not. This
Ladies, can y'all shift
And
over
goals.
one seat for us, please? Thank you.
makes the cameras better.
Fix my hair.
But no, who was on the?
Looks
You were
like
on
we,
the end,
uh,
right?
Yeah,
So
she
so
was
I
at the
didn't get
end.
to you yet on that question. Yeah. So what can you just really quick? What's the actual thing that you can do to try to make yourself better?
I would just say my mental health because I have
Like they were all saying.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to tell y'all is read a book on men, ladies. Like there's tons of books out here that will tell you exactly what men are looking for, exactly how to make them happy. Like there's nothing better, and it's so easy to just read an audio book or something, in just a few hours.
You
Like
mean listen?
yeah, listen to read, listen, same thing. But yeah, it's not that hard if y'all want to learn about men. There's tons of books out here that teach evolutionary biology. There's a really good book by Dr. David Buss that literally talks about human psychology and exactly how humans are and how we've been for hundreds of thousands of years. Like y'all need to look up that
Y'all are
stuff.
simple in
Yeah.
reality.
Yeah, you're exactly right. We're very simple in reality.
Y'all
But
really like
Bed,
that.
sex, and two bed.
Women are intricate
and bath, maybe.
intricate and complex as hell compared to men.
Absolutely.
oh yeah, especially when you get into stuff like sex and like
yeah.
what really makes y'all like gives
The
y'all
wants
sexual
and
drive
needs
and
are
stuff.
so different.
But
yeah,
not
we're needy, low key. We
uh,
want to say we're not, but we are.
super needy.
What does
Yeah.
Kevin Samuels
Women
say?
want to be
Sex
nurtured the way
sandwich
that
and
they
silence?
nurture.
Oh, do
Because they're
you like Kevin
nurturers.
Samuels?
I hate that man, but
Hey, rest in peace, Kevin
he,
Samuels.
Rest in
he
peace.
made a couple points, but him going in
Just a couple?
specifically, hold on, he was specifically talking shit about black women and allowed other races to piggyback on that. That's just lame as
Yeah,
fuck.
no.
So like
As
so like
a black man, you should never give any other race the space to even bash or talk shit about your own women.
But like you gotta understand, like this is like what he was doing was just being honest, okay? Like
No.
everything that he was doing was he was talking to women that would call themselves 8s and 9s, and they were actually 4s and 5s. They were 30 plus years old with 2 kids, and they were saying that they were a 9. Like that's goofy. Like you're gonna get made fun of for doing that. Like it doesn't matter where you are on the internet, whether it's Kevin Samuels or who the hell it is. You're a goofy if you're gonna sit there and call yourself a 9 when you physically look like a 4 or 5, and then once you factor in that you got 2 kids and you're 35. Like you gotta understand,
Overweight.
there's a huge issue with people thinking they're way up here today when they're way down here. There's nobody has no humility, and I understand why women have no humility today. I wouldn't have humility either if I had as many DMs as y'all have on as many different apps and so many different ways
It's
to meet
almost like a
people.
defense
So many people
mechanism.
coming in. I would be the same fucking way. I wouldn't give 2 shits about what anybody fucking said if I was in y'all's position.
But I feel like you can't be a hypocrite. This man was 40 something with 2 kids, don't talk to his kids, and was fucking on a fat bitch. So
I didn't even know about like the kid thing if that's
So
true.
let-
Like I would like to
let's-
see if
let's-
that's even
let's keep
true
it,
though.
Let's keep it a $150. He is not the only thing that made him high value was his money.
Well,
The
yeah, and
same
like
people he was talking shit about. Oh, your money don't make you this. Okay, but what about you?
yeah, but like you gotta understand, money does for a man. Money is what makes you high value. One of the many factors
No,
that
I
makes
agree,
you high
but
value.
he was telling women and men, like, oh, just you having money isn't enough. You have to
Yeah,
have
and that's
at least
true.
3-4 jobs. Da, 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 da.
And that's true for a man. You have to be a provider, and he shit on men too. Like he made fun of like dudes all the time, also who are way out of the league, thinking that they were fucking deserving like a model that's a 9 or 10, and really this dude has a small dick and he's a loser. You know what I'm saying? Like guys have to be humble too. Like it's both sides, bro. Like we got ignorant people on both sides who think they're way up here and they're really down here.
No,
That's a very normal thing.
I mean, yeah, I agree, but I'm just saying, like, you can't sit up here and call women Big Berthas and you secretly pounding
Smashing on one. See, that's something. Once again, I don't know about.
That's hypocritical.
I don't know if that's true. I'd have to research and see if that's true.
As like a guy saying he fucked a girl and he didn't fuck her.
No, literally.
Like
I just think it's projection. We all project, you know.
Yeah, I'd have to see really on that one. But to go back to what we were kind of talking about, we were talking about like honesty and stuff like that earlier.
You want to get through the super chats?
Oh yeah, my bad. I totally forgot. Yeah, finish them. My bad. We got $2 from JR. Ladies, have you met my friend Donnie? He's always trying to hook Donnie up with the girls. I hear JR goes to the gym. Yes, he does go to the gym, ladies. He should have been on the show tonight. Lady in red, your man equals a simp. Hey, I was telling her before the show, bro. I think he's a simp too, but we'll see later on if he really is a simp.
Good way. Okay?
He's a good simp. All right. What's next? Zora's lost again. Simp equals sucker that idolizes mediocre pussy. True, bro. All right. Tio, she looked like she stay outside. Yeah. They all do. No, I'm just kidding. Simp, squirrels in my pants. Yes, that's what a simp is. Squirrels in my pants. $5 from Zora's lost. Boss babe equals masculine, independent man she always wanted to date, marry. That's good for you, but most men don't really care about your money, status, and career. Very true, man. We don't give a fuck about it. $20 from OG8 Goods. What's up, Sika? $100 says the girls on the far end is beige burns sage for owns crystals. In the beige? Is that you in the beige? Maybe.
No, it's the one next to you now. I think. Maybe.
Oh yeah, her. I don't know.
That's great.
So nobody's wearing beige.
What was one of the other girls wearing beige that left?
I don't think so.
Oh well, man, he's talking about one of y'all. Are you in the crystals?
No.
Are you in the crystals? Are you do you burn sage?
No.
Do you burn sage?
I think they.
I think, but beige, yeah, I think it's one of the ones who left.
Okay, it was probably one of them.
Hey, Sergio,
Yeah.
respectfully, Bassett, I don't want to go over this question, man.
Yeah, ladies, please. Yeah. We don't want to copy them on this
Yeah,
one.
we're not trying to copy Fresh and Fit, so shout out to them, by the way.
Yeah, I think these ladies are smart. They would be able to do that one easy,
Yeah.
anyways. We're in Texas. We're not in Miami, man. Those
Yeah.
bitches are
Shout out
stupid
to Fresh and Fit.
Yeah,
by the way. That's our fucking homies.
Yeah, shout out to Fresh and Fit. That's the whole point. Hey, that's the whole point of the show is to prove that not all women are dumb as the girls that bring on that show, guys. So if y'all want to like make women look good, do that on the show. $5 from Jamizi W Podcast. Thanks for the $5, bro. I've never seen your name before, but I'll remember you. $20 from Vigornami and Rod Eric. Shout out to the PPP and crew. Thank you, bro, for recruiting. Ladies, stop the cap. Be honest so y'all can get a good man. These streets are wild. Check my new vlog channel. Yeah, everybody go check out his new vlog channel.
Yeah, shout out to Rod Eric.
Yeah, shout out to Rod, man. Do we have another one? That's it?
Nope, that is it right now.
Okay. Well, back to what we were kind of talking about because we were talking about not honesty. What was the word? Loyalty. So I want to know how far the loyalty goes with y'all. We'll start with you. Would you delete your Instagram for your man?
Done it before. I'll do it again.
You've done it before and you'll do it again.
Does that make me a simp or my boyfriend? I don't know.
No, that just makes you a fucking good woman. What about you?
I would do it.
You do it
I would
for
do
the right
it.
man.
For
We're
the right
gonna say
man.
for the right guy too. We're not
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
a broke shitty guy.
Negative.
Negative. Yeah, that's the normal answer.
Hell no.
Hell no.
No,
No.
absolutely not. That's how I make my money.
I already knew you were gonna say it because you do the tattoo shit. But ladies,
Yes, I get you.
for
I get you.
Why would
for the
I?
ones
Yeah.
for the ones
Why
who
would you
said
set
that
their
you would
track?
keep it, for the three of y'all that said that y'all would keep it, do y'all think that a woman having an Instagram and a guy having an Instagram are the exact same thing?
No,
No.
no.
Okay, so would you say that since it's not the same thing, that there might be a case that it's not fair for you to have
What
your
about
Instagram?
business or personal though?
That's why that's
That's
why
a
I
great
sectioned you
question.
out of this. So, like, I will give it to you because you're a tattoo artist and your art and everything. It's a very big deal for your sub. But like we normally also say for models, like if a girl's making $100,000, you're modeling. Like obviously you can't tell her to take it down. But we're
Yeah,
talking
right,
about
yeah.
regular girls here, okay? And let's say like just for the example, you have 5,000 followers. Like it's not even a small Instagram account. You have it's good size Instagram account. You have a good amount of guys that probably DM you a day, 5 to 10 random dudes that DM you a day. Do y'all really think that that's fair and that's protecting your relationship, having an Instagram like that?
You can't control who DMs you.
I know,
So-
but you can control having an Instagram.
I feel like it's hard on both sides because it's like what you said, like guys look at certain content, girls look at certain content, and what you receive in your inbox is based off of that too.
Yeah. Because
But-
guys pursue women. You gotta understand if your guy has an account, it's not like you have to worry about
everybody the same damn message.
What,
Like,
wait, what'd you say?
he has a roster and he's sending everybody the same
Okay,
message.
see, that's a simp right there. And if y'all stay with a guy who's like that, who gives out attention to other energy and attention to other, and that's a very sad thing. I'm trying to teach y'all. Y'all should run to. That's a red flag. You run to the hills when you see that. Like that's not a good guy. Like you got to understand that a guy would if he really cares about you, he's not going to be giving energy and attention to other women.
Right.
Money is the same. To me, money is the same as energy and attention.
A guy will act right for exactly who he wants to act right for, and that's it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is for this perfect guy though, y'all should totally be prepared to drop the Instagram for the right guy, especially if he's not doing anything like I'm saying, he's not sitting there liking 1,000 pictures because he's acting like a simp.
But what's like the situation where y'all are to a point where you're like, okay, you need to delete this?
I would say it just depends how bad it is. Like perfect example with my girlfriend. I don't tell her to delete her Instagram because when we first got together, she has 200 people following her and maybe 20 of them were guys. And like, I told her just fucking remove them all. Like, it's not a big deal. Like you have a bunch of girls that watch your shit, whatever, it's like, it's not a big deal. There's nothing to fear. She has a private account. Think about how many people want to have an open account today, and it's just like, but why? Like, why? Like I have a personal account. There's nobody that's ever going to be able to find it. There's nobody that's ever going to see it. That's my private life. I have a daughter. Like I'm protecting my woman. Like I would never want anybody to see my private life. And so I think anybody in a serious relationship should want to protect their privacy. Yeah. Like protect what's theirs. And y'all gotta understand when guys are insecure about this, as people like to say, we're mate guarding. Yeah, and there's reason to be insecure. If you times five, like say 10 texts a day, if you have a big account on Instagram, that's 36,000 DMs a year. Like, come on, like that's crazy.
You're
like, why should a guy
for what you
like,
feel like you like?
Yeah, and why? Yeah, go ahead.
I honestly think that mindset is just like really flawed because it sounds like you're wanting a woman to delete their Instagram because you are insecure.
That's what I would.
And on the flip side, we all want men that have 6 figures, this, that, and the third. They're going to be the most sought out men that there are. So there are going to be bitches on bitches on bitches.
The most followers.
And so it's just one of those things. I'm not going to sit time and, oh, you get bitches. So you can't go to this. You got to delete this, that, and the third. That's insecure as fuck. That's like, that's your dude, and you should trust him, and vice versa.
A big question too is, are you deleting yours?
No, that's what I was bringing up. Guys and women are different. Can we agree, or do we disagree that men and women are the same? Are they the same?
In some ways, yes.
No, it's a yes or no question. Are men and women the same?
Via
They're
Instagram.
No, we're not. And if y'all,
anything,
and here's the thing: everything is sexist, guys. Like an 18-year-old man doesn't turn 18 and he's able to go get on a yacht in Miami.
No.
Okay, but a woman can do that if she's pretty enough. Okay, we don't get to go and get into sections at the club. We don't get to skip the line. You got to understand, life in reality is sexist. Yeah. Okay, so like you can't complain about how certain privileges that men have and certain privileges that women have. I'm not going to sit here and cry about women getting on yachts.
A man's financial stature in this world, because I feel like it's like a trade-off. Like women, beauty, age, like their youthfulness, their almost willingness to comply in a sense. But for a man, what makes him like higher value or like more on top is financial stature, even if he could be kind of shitty.
I'm gonna do an analogy that I've never done on the show before, but shout out to Myron for this one from Freshman Fit. It's a really funny analogy. But basically imagine that all of y'all ladies, as y'all are self-made millionaires, y'all get into, like, basically y'all see a candy store and y'all get into this candy store right at 18 years old. Y'all get to have all the candy y'all fucking want. Y'all can splurge and eat everything. Y'all can have all the candy, and there's a line of guys, and they have to wait until they're 35 to get into this candy store
and make it 6 figures.
Yes, and once they get in there, that's them making 6 figures. That's them being 6 foot, having the muscles, having the knowledge, having everything to be able to get the women that they want. Those guys, whenever they get into the candy store and they start splurging, going crazy, women are like, "Why are these guys doing that? Why are they sitting there splurging, buying all this candy?
Why are they eating the Tootsie Rolls?
Yeah, why are they doing that?" Well, we had to work to get ourselves up to that. We had to wait in line. We had to watch through the windows while we saw other men making it and going, "Whoa, yeah, fucking let's do it, boy." Like we had to sit there and cheer them on. Like, yeah, you made it. You know, and like when we finally make it, then you got women telling you, oh, you shouldn't be splurging. Stop eating all that candy. But what were y'all doing when y'all turned 18 and y'all were able to have, y'all had all that value right there up front? A lot of women eat all the candy and splurge and then get mad at the men for doing the same thing once they gain their value. Women are millionaires right at 18 years old, and your value slowly goes down from there because you're going to have geriatric pregnancy at 35 years old. There's going to be certain things that are going to make it harder for you to have kids. So y'all's value goes down as soon as y'all turn 18. It starts going slowly down. For a guy, we ain't shit at 18, man. We're fucking losers. We don't have anything. And that's just how it is. Like, it's backwards. Like we're saying, life isn't fair. Like, it's very opposite, actually, for men and women.
And I think that's probably why women, we started putting like a lot of emphasis on working, education, and stuff like that. Because our grandmothers, they were doing the cooking, cleaning, blah, blah, blah. And we're still getting cheated on.
Yeah.
Secret babies and whatnot. So it's one of those things like, in what way can we level the playing field? That's where that, I feel like that's where that mindset came from. And so it's being, especially, and I don't know about y'all, but I know my mom, she taught me to like, don't depend on a man, this, that, and the third. And I had to literally teach myself to get out of that mindset because I want a man.
Because you want a man, yeah. And I'll explain to y'all why though. So like the like
on my man.
Right, exactly.
Like the system really fucked y'all up, especially the African American community, because this is what they did. Like they systematically destroyed y'all. They made it to where they incentivized women to leave their men. There's like you'll get a check for your crib, you'll get money for your food, but you got to leave your man. You know, like you do all this stuff, you're gonna get so well taken care of as a black woman if you do this. And then on top of that, y'all's men are the most sought after. Everybody wants, like, because of rap music, because of cut culture and porn and stuff like that.
Fucking athletes. Y'all just mentioned at the beginning of the show.
Like, y'all understand, they are the most sought after. So as a black woman, if you want a black man, you have all of the culture making it to where the white girls, the Mexican girls, the Asian girls, they're all going for y'all's guys. And so, like, y'all are going to have the hardest time. You need, what I like to teach is that if you want to be with a black man, honestly, you might need to accept that he might have options. And you understand, guys can exercise options, and they're seen as a player. They're looked up to. Like, look at Genghis Khan, look at Alexander the Great, look at the biggest people in history. And they were looked up to for having tons of women love them. Because for you to be able to get that burning, genuine desire from a woman is a very amazing skill. It's a very rare thing. Not every man has it. So y'all almost have to accept, if you want to be with a black man, that he's going to exercise options. Like, or, you know, you can, you know, not like choose the dorky guy. Like, there's tons of black guys probably that are 5'6" or they're dorky or something like that. And, you know, they don't get all the girls and stuff like that. But in reality, that's kind of what you have to choose if you really want to date within your race right now. And like I said, it's not even y'all's fault. Like, the system is going against rap music. Like, the white people in power are like literally like trying to disrupt everything, just disrupt the whole culture and fuck everything up even worse.
And not even just that, there's actually, I'm really into history and stuff like that. So there's actually a pamphlet that is catered to how to keep the black man and the black community down. So basically where they target is the household. So different ways making the black man poor, this, that, and the third. So there's literally like systematically things that have happened to literally
making young black men think they have to be the man
now.
of the house.
Exactly. That's why, you know, they be bitches nowadays.
Yeah, well, like a majority of the women that come on this podcast are minorities. Like, most people are minorities. It's because this is only a minority issue. This is only the people in the lower class, guys. If we were middle, upper class or upper, do you think we'd have any relationship issues if we had financial means and, you know, and everything taken care of? They don't worry, dude. They're not worrying about the same shit we're worrying about. No. Like, all those rich families, they're still living very traditional. The mom is still at home. The kids are going to awesome private schools. They're living excellent, healthy lives. It's us in the lower class that's getting destroyed by this shit.
I don't even think it's us in the lower class, because you spoke on earlier how your grandmother's from Chihuahua and she's Hispanic. A lot of Hispanics and Asians and stuff like that, they are literally raised to the man is the head of the household. Absolutely. He takes care of everything. You cook, clean, take care of the kids. That's it.
Yeah.
But as a black woman, you are taught to be independent.
You don't. I would say this some,
yeah.
That's definitely not
but
the
it's
type
very
of
common.
I'll explain to you though. Like, I'll explain to you why it's financial though. Like, why it's a lower class thing is because they make more money when y'all are single. If y'all stay single, they make way more fucking money. Y'all go and spend way more money on dispendable just bullshit, on just toys and just stupid shit. So if y'all, but what happens if you get in a relationship? You get a teammate, you get somebody that you have a 401k, a savings account with, y'all buy a house, y'all do these things that make it to where y'all beat the powers that be. But they want y'all single because they make way more money. If everybody's buying Gucci, if y'all are buying more makeup because y'all are going out every weekend, y'all can understand the GDP goes up whenever there's more people single. Like they want y'all to stay fucked up. Like you're saying, they're going to disrupt the black community as much as they can.
Well, that's
Spend
why
is
seeking an empire is important. Someone that you can build with, because you want someone who's gonna help you get
Exactly,
out of there.
especially like that's why I chose my
Mhm.
college major. Like I'm a business analytics major, so
Mhm.
what that is basically looking at the back end of things and seeing what, like I guess like a marketing major.
Yeah.
So knowing how to market yourself, your man, and things like that. You all types of opportunities can come from that. Literally.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What were you saying, Donnie?
Oh no, nothing.
Okay.
You're good.
But
Oh,
did I ask the question? What was the last question I asked? Was it the Instagram thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did everybody answer that?
Mhm.
Yeah, everybody answered it. Now let's do girls trips. All right, we'll start at this end. But are you or if your guy, the perfect guy, we're talking perfect guy, if he was like, hey, I don't want you going on girls trips no more. No more going on vacations with your girls once a year, to Cancun or whatever. Would you be okay with that?
As long as he's replacing that once a year,
With a trip with him?
yeah, and something to make up for it, because we are on a new journey. I feel like we have seasons in our life, and I'm in a new season where my relationship is a little higher than just going out with my girlfriends. And my girlfriends, at some point, I want them to be there too. So we all gonna
Mhm.
understand, because we're gonna have different types of trips or gatherings at some point when we are at a certain level in our life.
You gotta also be careful sometimes because sometimes single women keep women single. Like your single
Yes.
friends want to keep
They
like
don't want you to date because they want to be able to have you to go out with.
Or
and
you're
go do
lame, you're
single
not as
shit.
fun.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Well, you're laid
incentive.
up with your man. You can't go out. I don't want to talk to you. Then the friendship falls apart.
That's literally
but
what
why?
happened to me.
Yeah.
Why?
It shouldn't happen.
No.
But what about you? So what would you give up the girls trips for the perfect guy?
I feel like that's a hard one because it goes back to what I said about like if there is such a thing as too much time together. Like you should have your guys' trips, I should have my girls' trips, but we should have trips that we go on together separately, not with other couples, just us. Like I feel like you have to
Have time away
find
from
that
each other.
divisiveness. Yeah.
See, like this is something that I actually heavily disagree with, heavily, and it's a new trend, and everybody says the same thing, like, oh, spending too much time with people. No, like, do y'all realize for thousands of years, like your spouse was your best friend and the only person that you spent a lot of time with? Like, you think that there was all this like, hey, I'm going to hang out with my friends, I'm going to that's
No.
not how shit was for thousands of years. Like the guys would leave in the morning to go do the hunting and the women would be doing like their stuff together, like the pottery stuff or whatever it is. But when they came back together like every day, like there was no like, hey, I want to leave and do stuff like this. Yeah, I think it's very dangerous to relationships today to have a mentality of that, oh, we need space from each other. It's like that just means that you're not good at communicating. That means that you're not good at, knowing how to, like what's too much with your partner, I guess you can say. Like me and my girl spend a lot of time together. Like I
There's
don't
nothing
have a
wrong with
job where
that.
I go to a career every day.
Yeah.
Like so we spend a lot of time together, but we're not up each other's ass. Like
Right.
I sit in
There's
my
a
office and
boundary.
work. She does her thing, like, but technically we're around each other a lot, and most people would be like, oh, that's way too much, I could never do that. But it's just
Some
like,
people can't
But
handle it.
yeah,
by the time you're 50, 60, 70, you want your lifelong
Your
companion.
companion.
That's what we get at that age, is your lifelong
I feel
companionship.
like men want companionship at a different point in life than women do.
And what part of life are you speaking of exactly?
I think it goes back to like the whole independence thing, because if you're work, build my brand, and you don't want that companionship until after you're done doing what you felt like you needed to do.
Well, yeah, there's definitely guys that want to play around in the market until they're 30,
That
35.
too,
Yeah, like, and I could see that for sure. Yeah.
So let me ask you something. I got a question regarding that. Let's say a man and a woman, both, each of them go and build their own empire, quote unquote, whatever you said, get their education, build themselves up, make more money. Which one does it actually do a benefit, and which one does it actually do a disfavor for, men or women? Who do you think it does a disfavor for, and why?
I would say women, Turn the crickets off.
Can you
Women.
answer the mic, women,
Women for sure. I think.
and why?
I think it's the mentality. Like it's like what you said. When you're 18, you're not shit, but women are. But there's women that are 18 and don't think that at the time.
They don't know their value.
Yeah, I feel like it's a mentality thing, but I feel like
Into the mic for us.
women check
Thank
into
you.
that more than men do initially. I think it's like what you said about how men don't care about what status a woman's at.
Mm.
If they're so worried about where they're at, they're not thinking about other things outside of that. And women are constantly, it's a bigger picture, I think.
Hypergamy, they're always trying to go up.
So even with like your dating pool as well, let's
Uh-huh.
say you actually do go and chase that bag. You have your hot girl summers, hot years, getting that body count up there and stuff like that. Let's say you do that and you're making, 6 figures. Doesn't that make your dating pool, a lot less, a lot smaller?
It could. But I mean, there's also men that prey on women that have money, just like women do it to men.
But would you agree that most women are not looking to date down?
Yes.
So with that being said, I mean, kind of what you just mentioned is that it does a disfavor for women.
Because I feel like it makes you change your expectation of what you think you need to be doing versus what you might have already done. Does that make sense?
Kind of, yeah.
Kind
I
of
see
like
where you're going.
like how the personal goals versus relationship goals. And then like people later on down the line that have those relationships where things start going wrong because there were things that they didn't fulfill personally before being with that person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
All right. Thank you.
No, so what about you? Girls trips, are you gonna still go on them for the perfect guy?
None of my friends are single, so it would be a couple trip anyways. But I personally would not go on a vacation with my single friend because I've been the single friend and I'll be on a different type
You
of
want
time.
different things.
Exactly.
You
So
want
it's one of them
different
things
when
where
you're
it's just
single.
like I want to be able to. When I was single,
Demon
I wanna be
time.
able to,
Yeah,
not even
you're
that.
outside.
It's like drink. I want to flirt with. I don't want to bring my wallet out. I want to flirt with niggas for drinks. You know what I mean?
But like you said about how everything has its time, you get to a point where you don't want that anymore.
Exactly. So it's
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah,
I can't go on vacation with my single friends because that's a different type of party.
Yeah, I'm gonna come back to that in just a second though. So what about you? Would you give the girls trips for the perfect guy?
For sure.
You would do it.
Yeah.
What about you?
I wouldn't.
No.
No.
She still needs the girls trips.
She
What about you?
belongs to the streets.
No, because if like I can't be on the streets with my man, I don't want to be there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
okay.
then if it's like he doesn't know what I'm doing, I don't know.
That goes
We could
back
do
to the
things together.
companionship thing.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah. No, I definitely think that.
Because we both could have fun
Yeah.
and be on the streets together. I mean, it's not limiting us. It really is not, because we both are people that have fun. We both can literally live life to the fullest. The thing is like when people see it, like when you get in a relationship that it limits you, like, oh, you can't
It
do
doesn't
this, you
have
can't.
to.
Exactly. Like with me and my man's, like it doesn't limit us. Like we'll go out, we'll have fun. We don't stop doing what we used to do because we're in a relationship. We just do it together. So we're having just as much as fun.
That's how it should be. Like
exactly.
that's
so
how
it's
everybody
like, hey,
should be
you
doing
want
it.
to go out to the streets tonight together? Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
like once again, this just goes back to the fact that like there's so many videos that like your girl will very quickly cheat on you. Like there's something called the beta bucks alpha fucks thing. A shout out to Rolo about this from his book. And like basically what that means is like you could be dating a guy and he's just a fucking beta dude. Like you really don't respect him at all. There's tons of girls that do this. They date a dude that they really don't respect a lot. Like and they just like being with somebody that they have all the lenience where they can go to the club if they want. They can go a time filler. They can go out to go on the girls trip. And when they go on the girls trip, this guy's paying for all of it. He's taking, oh, I love you so much. And the whole time she's literally fucking that badass dude, like that big muscly dude that's in the fucking foam party. You know what I'm saying? Like
We've all had one of those.
Not the phone party.
yeah, the cannon foam party, man. So you just gotta understand, like as a guy, like you're a fucking loser if you let your girl go do something like that. Like you're such a fucking like
he's a beta.
Yeah, he's such a beta. Like you should never, if you actually give a fuck about your relationship and protecting it, you should never allow your woman to do something like that.
Even for the girl, like if she really does have that genuine burning desire and respects her man, she wouldn't even think about wanting to go on that trip.
Yeah, they don't even want to go. Yeah, like that's the
really depends on where you're at in your relationship.
You're gonna change a lot about yourself.
Exactly.
And let me let y'all know something too. Like these guys, all these insecurities they shouldn't be arguing with y'all about any of them. It's more of a, if he's a high value enough guy, you're coming into his life and he has boundaries. And he says, if you step across this boundary, the relationship is over. You want to go out with your girls, you can, but you're for the streets then. Like, it's a boundary. It's
Some
not.
people don't set those boundaries, and then everything goes
Yeah.
crazy.
That's
after
what
And then
I
that start
admire.
relationships blue pill.
Yeah, so here's the thing.
Communication.
I know why you're laughing, but you got to understand, once again, who's trying to get who here? Like, who's more valuable? See, the thing is, in my opinion, the man is more valuable. It's not even an opinion; it's a
Yeah, no,
fact.
100%.
The man is more valuable because you want the ring and you want the relationship.
Right.
If
You don't
my
give the
man,
ring in
you
a
wouldn't even
relationship.
be worried about me hanging out with my friends going on a girls trip.
What do you mean? Why?
Why would you worry as my man about me hanging out with my girls on a vacation? What am I doing on a vacation that you're insecure about? If I can't just go hang out with my girls on a regular vacation that you feel some type of way about, then you can't. Why are you? What have I done to make you feel that insecure? That
Once
I can't
again,
do
it's
it?
a boundary.
What's the
If a
boundary
guy is
talking
valuable
about?
enough and he wants to set that boundary, you don't have to even
But
get in a
what about,
relationship
like,
with
a
this
guy
type of guy.
Like if I'm
just
the
telling you,
perfect
most high
girlfriend-
value guys want this, and you're the one who
Yeah.
keeps arguing, saying, "I don't give a fuck about what he means,
But
what
if
they
I'm the
want."
perfect girlfriend and I'm not out here having no man pay for my vacation, I'm just out here kicking it with my friends. It's no extracurricular shit. I'm still faithful. I'm still loyal. What is the issue with me going on a girl trip with
It's
my
disrespectful
girls?
to the relationship. If you give a fuck about your man, if you care about the man, if you want a ring, if you want a relationship, you should respect what he wants. And it's called mate guarding. For literally 300,000 years of Homo sapiens, we have mate guarded. It's not some new fucking thing. Men have always mate guarded. It's not just girlfriends. I mate guard my daughter. Of course, I don't want my daughter to get fucked up in her future. Like, do I want her to get raped at 13 years old? No, I'm going to make guard. I'm going to stand over her and make sure no men could ever harm her in that type of way. This is a completely natural thing that men have always done, but it's only today where it's like, you're insecure. It's stupid. It has nothing to do with insecurity at all. It's about protecting a relationship. And if you look at statistics and you look at how many divorces there are and how much breakups there are, women initiate divorce 80% of the time. If they're college educated, 90% of the time. Women are the ones that leave men all the time. Women are the ones that cheat. Here, and we'll also go back to this. So who cheats more? Do men or women cheat more?
That's a great question. I feel like women can cheat more because they like.
We'll
if
say
they
who's
truly-
easier to cheat, actually. Yeah.
I feel like men can cheat easier or
Easier?
Yeah,
Easier,
that,
yeah.
you said easier. Because like they will.
And
fuck
we'll say majority,
anybody
and
that
let's say
will give them a
majority
chance.
also. Can the majority of men cheat more, or the majority of women cheat more? We're not going to talk about a small minority of people. We're
I
talking
feel
about
like
the majority.
women could cheat more.
Majority of women cheat
Yeah.
more. What do you think?
I think women cheat more. We get away with it easier.
Okay.
Mhm.
You?
Yeah, I
Damn.
think it's 50-50.
50-50. What about you?
Oh, women for sure.
What do you think?
We're making ourselves look bad, guys.
I would say
I mean, not
men.
me.
It's okay to be
Well, yeah, not
honest.
me,
Yeah,
but
it's
I'm
just
saying
being
women
honest.
in
I would say
general.
men.
You would say men?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I would say men. It's more open
Really?
too.
Okay.
And accepted.
I think
Women
it's an
stay
emotional
knowing.
It's
thing,
definitely women, and I'll explain to you why. So y'all have all the guys coming to y'all, okay? And this is why a guy should not trust you going on a trip, okay? Because women are the ones that are majority cheating. If a guy is logical at all, why would I want my woman going and doing and putting her in a position to go cheat when women are the ones that usually cheat? Women are usually the ones that are going to go do this. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, but like if you don't trust me, then you don't need to be with me. That's
You
my
gotta-
biggest thing. If you
if
can't
you-
trust me to go on a trip with my girlfriends, then you don't need to be with me.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
It ain't
A-
about
a
the
guy
trust.
should not pick you if you're
There's
if you're
no
willing
point
to go on
giving.
girls
I
trips.
don't-
Yes,
I don't
you're-
feel
yeah.
like it's
And that-
about
and that-
the-
but
If
that's
the
what's gonna
determining-
happen.
If
Like,
that's the determining factor, if the trust is laying on me hanging out with my girlfriends, then don't be with me.
and what you
Because
gotta
if I
understand.
haven't showed you that I was faithful this entire time, that a girl's trip is gonna be the determining factor. Peace out. Love you.
You gotta
Well-
like once again, you gotta understand. Men care about loyalty. Once again, for 300,000 years, we couldn't even know if the baby was ours. There was no way to tell if the baby was ours. Like if it, the only way we knew was how loyal our woman was. So that's why we give so much fucks about this loyalty. We really give a fuck about it because we don't have a fucking thing in our brain that tells us if the baby's ours or not. So we really give a fuck about loyalty. And if you're mad about it, once again, that's fine. But be happy with the betas and the fucking simps because that's all you're gonna get. There's not a real man that would ever be with you. So that's fine. If you want, and here's the thing.
Hold on,
Like-
hold on.
That's a
Hold on.
lie.
Just pause real quick. So you were just earlier. You were just talking about how loyalty is number one, this, that, and the third, and
Mhm.
then you like on the back end of that, you also said that high value men are allowed to exercise their options while they're in relationships. So it's like, how can you expect loyalty from your woman if you can't even give that?
Okay, so loyalty for men and loyalty for women are two completely different things. I'll give you an example. No, listen. I'll give you an example. Would y'all rather have a part-time pimp or a full-time simp? A guy who part-time once a year, he's gonna go on a he's gonna go on a work trip to LA, and he might smash a girl that one fucking time, and you're never gonna know about it. You're never gonna know about it. He just and it was a fling. He went to a bar and the girl was like, "You're so fucking sexy. I want to fuck you." It happened that quick, and it was that over. Okay, that guy. Would you rather that guy or the guy who the entire year long is a full-time simp? He is texting girls all the time. He's sending $10 to any time a girl asks him for $10, he's sending it. He doesn't fuck any of these girls, but he fully always is texting and always is giving money. He's giving his energy, attention, and time to other women. Which one would piss you off more?
Definitely, because at least the pimp, he not bringing home
Okay.
babies and
Okay, thank you. So which one for you?
Why are you entertaining everybody?
You wouldn't want the simp. What about you? I think she already heard this, so she already knows the answer for this. But well, you don't want either one. You gotta pick one. Do it.
You had to pick.
Come on.
Let's be honest, ladies. If y'all wait until 40 to get married, and y'all gonna be stuck with either one of those.
I wouldn't want to know.
So you'd be okay with the possibility of an STD or a baby?
He ain't
just
gonna
for
bring
the-
no STD or
But you don't. But you don't know that.
But
though.
let's
He
say,
went off
but
and
we're
fucked this
we're,
random
we're,
woman.
we're gonna say that this guy did it right. He used a condom. He's not bringing an STD back home for the one time that he did this. Yes, like the pimp. Yes, he's not bringing no STDs back just for the story. So which one you still choose?
It's just because it's seeing that in your face, someone who flirting with people, doing that all the time, even if they not fucking them, it's the same thing as, oh, they cheating. Like, literally,
Yeah.
you're going to feel the same exact way.
It's gonna
If
make you
anything, it's
feel
more of a
something.
mental game at that point. You get what I'm saying? And then y'all both ain't playing fair anymore. Like,
Yeah. So what was your answer again? You would want the simp, right?
No, I wouldn't.
You would want the pimp. Which one would you want?
I guess the pimp.
Which one would you want again? Simp. And what would you want?
Pimp me, please.
Pimp. What about you?
I'll take the pimp.
What about you?
Yeah. I'll take
Okay, so I'll explain to y'all why your instant first reaction is that you would take the pimp over the simp. Is because a
You don't-
guy's loyalty is through what he provides. And when I say provide, I don't just mean financial. I mean money, energy is me. His money is energy, attention, and time. Okay, so that's what y'all that's loyal to y'all. A guy that gives y'all that four things, that's true loyalty to y'all. Because for hundreds of thousands of years, y'all are hardwired to be preparing for a baby. That's what women are hardwired for. Y'all are hardwired to, I need to take care of these things that come out my vagina. Okay, so because of that, y'all care about provisioning more than anything, and that's why y'all will choose the fucking pimp. Is because y'all could say all day long that, but if we ask the same question to men, they would never allow a girl to sleep with another person. Like it's never going to be allowed ever. A guy will never take it. If we were getting married and the day before he finds out that you have 100 bodies, he might call off the fucking wedding. A woman's not going to do that. It's just not.
Yeah, and last time I checked, you ladies, if you want a wedding, you walk down that aisle with a white dress. You know what that white dress symbolizes?
Okay, here, virgin.
Purity,
Yeah,
purity, guys, purity. And
Purity.
there was something else that I wanted to go back to. That what did you say though? I can't remember. Man, I can't remember, but it had to do with that. Now I want to know: does the credit score matter to y'all? Do y'all give a shit about guys' credit score?
I would say yes, because if I feel like at a certain financial point in your life, credit is important. And once you get older, you start learning how much more value credit has than just having cash in your pocket. Because you can have a lot of cash, but credit to get you further sometimes.
Oh yeah, so I just remember what I was going to talk about. I wanted to say I do not promote cheating. So like here's you like brought up like the thing like, well guys, like you're telling guys like they cheat. Like the thing is I understand that men are going to exercise their options, especially high value type of guys. And but I teach people on the show not to do it, like not to cheat and stuff. Like I don't want men to do that because I think it causes a hedonistic cycle for everybody to go out of a loop. But I understand that's gonna happen. You gotta understand, like just like how a guy has to understand that his woman might be hypergamous. What that means is women always go higher. It statistically shows a woman wants a guy who makes 58% more than them. So your woman might leave you because she's paying 75 and you're paying 25. And she's gonna go to a better person. Like hypergamy is like they want somebody that's better than them, and that's just hardwired. Like once again, it's a provider thing. You want something better than you. Y'all want somebody taller, stronger, faster. That's how it works. But you can't get mad about it, Like so, you can't get mad about these guys cheating. You just got to understand They're alphas. They're alpha as
Yeah.
fuck, and
Yeah.
they
They
got girls.
can't.
And you gotta understand when the women are throwing themselves at them, it's hard. It's hard.
I
guess
mean,
I agree
there
with what you
there's
said.
Yeah.
initially 8 of y'all on the panel, and all of y'all said y'all want a 6 foot, 6 figure man. Well, majority of y'all. So you can only imagine how
Hard is it to get it?
correct,
Yeah.
because every woman wants that.
Everybody wants
Everybody
it. Yeah.
wants that.
And I'll tell you what, cooking and cleaning ain't gonna do shit to retain that.
And like
man
here's
either.
the thing. Also, I'm not even a very attractive dude, and even I ran game really hard whenever I was single. Okay, so y'all need to understand that there's even guys like me that are 4s and 5s doing this shit. Like y'all can try to shoot for this crazy thing all the time, but if I was getting girls as easy as I was, imagine what those guys are getting. Like imagine the muscly ones, the basketball players. Imagine you can't compete.
Shout out to Tristan Thompson.
Yeah,
Right?
but back to the
It's
credit
like they
score.
have to pay.
Back to the credit score. Do you care about the guy's credit score?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you care about his credit score?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. What about you?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, depending on age. Like right now, I'm 23. I'm not looking.
Yeah.
I'm not marriage minded, but further on, probably yes, for sure.
Yes.
Yes. All right. And what about 401ks, IRA, HSA, like their savings? Do you care about that?
I wouldn't necessarily say like I care about it, but like with the credit score, obviously they're already in the right mindset of taking care of the rest of the things. So I wouldn't really have to necessarily worry about that.
Okay.
So,
What about you?
Not really right now.
Not really.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
Definitely.
Definitely.
I agree with you.
Okay. I'm going to tell y'all why it's a really big deal, though, because in 30 years, if you do the math, like our parents right now that are retiring, they only need about $1.5 to $2 million to retire right now if they're 60 years old, 58 years old. In 20, 30 years, when you do the math, our generation is going to need 4 to 5 million. And if you start doing the savings right now and you max out your IRA at $19,000 a year, and you max, or not IRA, your 401k at 19,000, your IRA at 6,000, your HSA at 7,500, if you max out these things, you're still barely going to hit like 8 or 9 million, I think. So, and most people aren't even doing half of what I just said. They're not even doing a quarter of it. They're not even matching their 401k all the way. So honestly, you should ask your man about his 401k. You should make sure he's maxing it. I'm telling you, like, you want to be complimentary to him? That's something that like y'all need. You're gonna want.
Like that, so,
Y'all need a bigger savings as much as possible, because everybody doesn't realize that we're gonna have the biggest generation of people at 70, 80 years old still working before they die, and it's gonna because yeah, and women before almost always relied on a man for retirement. So think about how many women are boss babes today, independent women, and they're not sitting there going and getting maxing out their IRA $6,000 a year, their HSA for 7,500. They're not doing that shit. So like, so if you're a single woman, first off, you need to definitely start doing that shit right now if you can. And if you're, and y'all should look for guys with this type of stuff. I like to give dating advice and say, ask these guys these type of questions even on the first date, because everybody's wasting so much time now. Be like, yo, like, how good are you doing in these kinds of fields of life? Like, don't ask specifically because you can scare people, but you should try to get an idea of how far people are in life right now.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go for it.
So, like I said, I'm 24. A lot of 24-year-olds don't have that thing. So, as young women, what age should we date at? You know, for that kind of, you know what I mean?
What age should you date?
Yeah, like seriously date. So you're saying we should ask men about that? No 23, 24-year-olds.
And what's really sad is honestly, everybody needs to be starting those type of savings at 18 years old, sadly, right now. And so it's really sad that a lot of people don't have them. But I think that honestly, if you're 24, you should be going for a guy that's probably around 30 and sometimes even older than that. Like, I'll give y'all an example, and everybody always cringes every time I say it. I'm 31 years old and my girl's 23. Like, y'all, like, so like a lot of people think that that's like too much of a gap, but that's just honestly, if you want like something serious, you want a family, like you want to like find somebody that's not fucking around, you kind of have to go higher. Some women have to go all the way up to 35, 40 to find a dude that's not fucking around anymore.
Yeah.
You think so?
I agree.
Before I met my boyfriend, I was actually dealing with the 30s and the 40s and whatnot, and they be the worst ones.
Yeah, because some of them are super immature. Like, don't get me wrong.
Extremely.
Like, y'all understand, I truly believe everybody's fucked up today. Like, I think 10% of people are like, okay, and like you're fighting really hard to get into that 10%, basically. And also another thing is like really pretty girls that are good relationship material, they don't stay single. Like they become single and another guy instantly realizes, oh, she's relationship material, and they instantly snatch them up. Y'all gotta realize if you're single, there might be something going on there that you're not coming to terms with, or you're not agreeing with yourself. You know, like I like to call women that are stuck single femcells, and it's you know, it's the opposite of an incel. It's the opposite of a guy that can't get pussy. Y'all can't get a relationship. So like, and y'all don't want to be stuck femcells forever. Like, and the thing is, it's same for the guys, bro. If a guy stays a virgin for or stays not having sex for a year or two, he's gonna get into a pattern of hating women, talking shit all the time. Every time he does have interactions, it's gonna be very bad, and that dude's gonna get in a cycle of never getting pussy. And it's the same for a woman. You can, if you sit there and stay single for a year or two, and you fuck with Chads and Tyrones and these horrible guys that are just pumping dumping you or whatever. Next thing you know, you're like, man, fuck these dudes. They're all trash. And then you're stuck in a cycle for 5-10 years, and then you buy 10 cats, and next thing you know, you're just like the cat lady, you know? Like, y'all just don't want to. You got to remember, like, the reason why we talk about all this is because a big thing, like, it shows in statistics what really makes women happy later in their life is a family looking around and seeing 30-40 grandkids and shit. That's what's really going to fulfill you and make you feel like an amazing person when you're 60 years old. It's not the job, it's not the business.
Of what you said about healing trauma, because most of the time, you know, we attract you know, pieces of shit men.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we still haven't dealt with our trauma.
You compartmentalize stuff. You just pick and
the
choose
word
what
we
you
used
wanna deal with.
earlier. Look, let's put that decompartment.
I still can't say it. I'm not even gonna try. I couldn't say it earlier. I still can't.
And everybody
gotta
deals
deal
with
with
their
that.
traumas at different rates too.
Yeah.
So it's like if you don't do that first, you're probably not walking into something
Yes,
the right way.
absolutely.
Because you're gonna lash out and put that energy in it onto
And
someone
you're
else.
not gonna realize it in the
And
moment.
you're gonna continue to run into piece of shit men. If you
It's like you're selling yourself short by not going through what
we
you
accept
need to
the love we think we
figure out.
deserve because we start
Yes.
thinking backwards at that point.
The biggest thing is the hedonistic cycle is what I call it. It's a cycle. And like whether the guy fucks you over, like, you know how like hurt people type of shit. You know, like I don't know who starts it, if it's the guys more or the women, whatever. Somebody's starting it. But the point is when you stop the cycle, it's the thing that stops it is sex. If you stop having sex and you become celibate, that's what stops the cycle. That's what resets your brain and makes you go, oh shit. This is what I'm really looking for. This is what I really want. I'm not following my emotions, just trying to sleep with this guy because I'm emotionally attached to him. Like, y'all got to be celibate as women. That is the one trick y'all have to like step back and fix the issue, because you will get dickmatized. You can lie all day long and say, I'm not going to get dickmatized by this really attractive dude. I'm only with him because I'm trying to fuck him.
I'm only going to do it one time.
Next thing you know, man.
Look, you block him. I'm not going to answer.
6 months down the road, you know.
One lonely night, you calling me.
Yeah, in the same breath though, Sergio, I want to say something in regards to the guys too. Like, just like we talk about with women needing to be celibate, you guys actually y'all need to lay off that fucking porn and stop beating off every night, and that way you can be more socially calibrated to actually approach these fucking females.
Y'all gotta understand, if y'all retain your semen, your brain starts thinking of new fucking ways to go talk to these women. Well, no, it's just ridiculous. Like, a lot of guys sit there and they're addicted to porn. They masturbate all the time, and they wonder why women don't want them. It's because you're fucking addicted to porn, bro. You look like a creep. $10 from DC the Beast. I want to go ahead and read it. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me go back to this.
Yeah, we'll go to all of them really quick, and then I'll do the last question. $5 from I am J Deshays. Rate yourself 1 to can't say 7, and 10 are perfect. And why did you choose it? Okay. Yeah. So 1 through 10, don't say 7. And a 10 is perfect. That means there's nothing that you can improve on. And then why did you choose it? We'll start with you.
Me,
Talk closer if you can.
1 through 10.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would be like humble and say like a 7.
You can't say 7. He says can't say 7.
6.
Okay.
8.
6. Okay.
6 or
9.
8.
I don't know. I pick all the numbers like.
Okay. What about you?
I'm gonna say 8.
Okay.
I'm gonna think highly of myself.
Okay. What about you?
I don't like to say 10. I'm gonna say 10, but I don't like to think of myself as perfect. I'm just humble and confident. So.
Yeah.
Cocky and confident. I don't know what you're talking about. What about you?
Can I say 7.5?
Yeah,
Nope.
sure. We'll give it. Right. Yeah, it's not 7. I mean, she didn't say 7.
We're gonna round up,
That's
so
true.
you're
Yeah,
gonna say
yeah. We'll just say 8 because she rounded up. What about you?
I would say 8. But I feel like there's always, like, nobody's ever going to be a 10, ever.
Okay.
So I feel like there's always going to be that little.
8, 9. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
Honestly,
I was about to say 10 too. Said that shit.
I would say a 6 in the sense of, because you can look good but have certain qualities that'll make you like
Exactly.
lower.
Your personality
You can be the
fucks you.
prettiest person
So
in the
I
world
feel
and you're
like
fucked up
I
on
have
the
a lot of
inside.
things I'm working on myself that is
That's
keeping
being
Put you down.
humble.
Humble, humility.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the morals that you were
humble.
talking about.
Yeah, good job. We had some
the
humility
man in
there.
the background.
Hey, I was giving you a shout out. That was a shout
You
out.
got P. Diddy all in the video and whatnot.
Take that. Take that. Take that.
What's the next one, man? $10 from Joshua Frick. Thank you, bro. Don't hate on the Godfather. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. Yes, rest in peace. You can't throw out wild accusations without the receipts. Where did you hear that? Haram, ma'am. What is the alleged whale's name?
I want
It
to
was-
see what you look like.
Oh shit.
Me
That's,
too.
that's a
That's why
funny.
he has
Right? It always be the
Sorry,
ones
it's
with
just
no
a
profile.
letter.
Talking about
Zora's
shit.
Lost.
Right?
What's the 5 from Zora's Lost? Men's dating strategy is to get the most women, and women's is to get the best quality man she can retain after they hook up. Ladies, we are not the same. That's very true.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree
That
with
was a
that.
good.
That's a-
yeah,
that
that's
was
a
a
good
great
point.
way to word that.
Yeah, that really is.
Yeah.
Good job, Zoro.
Yep.
$10 from DC the Beast. This just came to my mind, ladies. What's more important, long term, being a city girl in endless chaos with no structure, or being an ideal wife for not a perfect nor feminine man, but a traditional man? He's not going to be perfect, guys. This might be an average dude that's 5'8", makes 40, 50K a year. So would y'all choose being the city girl for endless chaos for the rest of your life, or the regular dude, like the
At
average
some point,
man?
you have to grow up.
You gonna look, you 80. I'm 80 and I'm
in the club.
No, for real, like let's be fucking for real.
Your mind changed
So-
as you get
Yeah,
older.
So you're
Like,
saying at like 40, you're gonna take the average guy if you're still not settled down yet?
I guess so.
You're gonna take the plumber?
City girl expired.
What about you? If you had to choose between them, the average, actually average man, or the city girl life? The average man.
Average for sure.
Yeah, average man.
Okay.
I'll take an average man.
Average, because the average man can still be hitting the club with his wife.
I gotta know what age does this cut off from? Okay, so like, what age would y'all not take the tradition? Like, what age do y'all give up and take the traditional man at?
I would
35, 40, like
I would say at least 40. Women, we got
At
some
least.
finesse.
At
We
least.
got
At
some
least.
finesse.
Say the same
40.
thing.
What about you?
What was the question?
Well, like, what age would you take that traditional guy, or like that traditional normal, like a regular guy with the regular pay and stuff? Like at 40
Regular
years old, are you gonna get, like, if you don't get that dream guy, or if you and your boyfriend broke up and you can't find better, like, when would you settle for the average man? Would you settle at 40, 45, 30?
That's a tricky question.
Yeah.
I've never been the type to settle, but I guess when I'm 40.
40-ish?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
What about you?
guess.
Girl, you almost
35, 40.
halfway.
35, 40?
35, 40.
35, 40?
I was gonna say between like 30, 35, because I mean, I feel like we're aging fast.
Yeah.
I feel old, and I'm only 27, so I'm like, I don't want to be out here like shaking ass.
Yeah.
Like,
That
I used
23
to.
got
Well,
me
Chad,
feeling
Hey,
young.
Chad, they're literally
37, and
waiting
I'm-
till fucking 40. Most
Yeah.
of them are saying that they.
Hell
So if you're an
no,
average
you got me
man,
fucked
if you're an
up.
average guy watching right now, you're gonna get nothing but 40-year-olds if you don't step your shit up.
Hey,
It
they
sounds
can
like.
Build
still shake
yourself,
ass
And you
and
know what? They
Please
gonna
do.
take that 40-year-old pussy.
Hey, once again, only the Simpson betas,
Yeah.
man. Only the Simpson
I guess I'm a
betas.
sipping a beta at 40 because I'm settling.
I have a follow up question with that real quick, ladies. Real quick around the table, starting with Heaven. Do y'all want to have children?
Yeah, do you want to?
I am not sure yet. Yes, with the right man, and probably only 1 to 2.
Okay.
I'm not opposed. If it's meant for my life, great. If it's not, that's fine too.
No, but if my life partner wouldn't win, I'd just suck it up. Just,
Oh.
whatever.
Okay.
I already have one, so I'm done.
You're done.
Yeah.
I want some kids.
You do want kids?
I do.
I already have 1 and 3, like
Yeah.
step kids. So obviously I'm a family person.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind like 1 to 2 more of my own.
Okay.
That's a big family. God.
Yeah, no,
Sorry,
definitely.
Girl, you can have a school bus.
No,
Yeah, and
football
honestly-
team, I'm like, shoot,
Honestly, that's
damn.
what a lot of this comes down to, though. Like, if you, the people that don't want kids, you don't really need to even worry about a lot of this advice, because you don't, like, you can kind of live like the city girl fun life, I guess you could say. Because kids,
You don't have
the only
somebody
reason
else to
most
be
people want
responsible for.
relationships are for kids, and well, security, like we were saying too, with finances and stuff in the future. That's another big reason probably to get in a relationship. But now for the last question, I just want to know, if there's something about the dating market that bothers you, what is it? We'll ask the person that's in a relationship first.
Repeat that.
Something about the dating marketplace that bothers you. What is it?
I feel like when a man approaches you and they're so like aggressive about it, like, what's your number? And you say no, and they're like, no, give it to me. Like, they're just too
Determined and-
Exactly.
yeah.
I'm like,
Persistence.
persistent. Yeah, but I'm just like, that ain't cute,
It doesn't
honey.
take all
It's just
that.
funny because sometimes women like more persistent, and
Some
some are
women
like
do.
that.
If
Yeah.
they
Some
like,
women
if
do.
women like it, they could do it themselves though.
Yeah.
Like they could really do it themselves. But like if a man's over here like not leaving me alone, I'm like, boy, bye.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. What about you? What's something about the dating market that bothers you?
I would say how everything is transactional right now. Like I feel like women date for money, men date for sex. I like the traditional type of relationships, even though I do want a six figure whatever man, but I want it to be in a traditional way, not in a transactional type of way. You know what I mean? Like actual feelings involved.
Do you feel like maybe because of the industry you're in, you might see it a lot more than what's normal?
No, because I work in other industries as well.
Yeah.
So I would say I see it in other aspects, and it's still very transactional no matter what.
No matter, yeah, and no, I agree with you. I'm not even gonna say. I just think that maybe you see it even more in your industry. But no, I
Absolutely.
agree though that. But what the way I see it though is that relationships are transactional. It doesn't matter if it's a business relationship, if it's a friendship, if it's your girlfriend. They're always transactional. There's always push and give, or there's always I'm doing a favor for you and you're doing a
Even
favor
if
for
you
me.
called it a symbiosis.
Yeah,
Like,
and that's what I usually call it is a symbiosis. Like we're both working together to like do things. Like it's always going to be that way, and like it's always going to be transactional. Sex is different for men and women, so sex is almost always very transactional, especially once you're in a relationship or you're married. Like there's I can't express to you how many times like me and my girlfriend's relationship could seem transactional, but it's just what naturally works for our team,
Right.
for us to be as
What
good as
works
teammates
for
as we are.
Yeah.
You know. And just really quick, I'd like to say like a teamwork analogy. There's these horses that are the strongest horses in the world, and single like by themselves they pull 4,000 pounds each. Okay, but whenever you have two of these horses, how much do you think they pull together? They pull 16,000. It's a multiply. It's not a double. It's not 8,000. It's 16,000. And then once they spend a lot of time together, like say like you have two boys and you make them run in the field for a year, you make them play together, eat together, all that stuff. How much do you think they pull then? Goes up to 32. It doubles.
You said
Just-
two boys, Sergio?
Yeah, two
Nigga,
boys.
you gay.
But it goes up 32. And the world record holders, two brothers that spent their whole life together, and they pulled 52,000 pounds. So
That's
like
crazy.
that's how big of a deal teamwork is. This is why I started this show. This is why I do everything that I do, is because I know most people are not going to be successful today unless they find a good teammate. And that's it. The only way that's going to work is if I teach people how to be good teammates. You know?
our energy feeds off of each other. Like you
Yep.
have you
Yeah.
noticed like we enter a room, you feel somebody energy,
No,
all that.
for
So
real.
imagine that energy of somebody you with all the
Like
time.
a first
That's why
impression.
sometimes you
first
can
energy
even
impression.
have you ever thought of somebody you close with and y'all text each other at the same time or
Yes.
say the
Oh,
same
yes.
thing? Like
It's
y'all
a-
literally
Or when
it's a
they
text
text you,
connection.
like I was literally just thinking about you.
Yeah.
Serendipitous. So what about you? What's something about the dating marketplace that bothers you?
I personally don't have no bothers by, because I just feel like everybody's gonna do what they want to do. But one thing I want to like put out to people is like do what makes you happy, because you never know what's gonna happen. Like just do it.
You could die tomorrow.
Like
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that, but at the same time, I'm really always trying to teach people don't live in the moment because that's what everybody's doing today, and that's what's causing a lot of issues is living in the moment. So I agree with you, but live it up, especially since you're young. But be careful because that's what a lot of people are doing today. That's what's causing a lot of issues. What about you? What's something that's bothering you about the dating marketplace?
I guess I don't know if I'm gonna be saying this word right, but I guess is it nativity? Like people being naive
No,
or just
naive.
unprepared for actually being. People want relationships, but they don't want to put the work in and whatnot, and they don't want to actually research what that comes with. You can't just I want a boyfriend, get a dude, and just be willy nilly from there. No, you have to work for that shit.
A lot of women honestly think all they got to do is put up their pussy. I cannot express to you how many women who think that the pussy is all they got to throw up and that's it. But you're right. Like it's not just pussy. It's all about how complimentary you are. A lot of women can't get in relationships because they start fucking a guy and they don't know how to look different from all the other women. And the only way you look different is by being complimentary. What do you bring to the table? How are you making his life better? And like most women don't do that. That's why a guy can have a rotation of 4 or 5 girls, and they're just all the type of girls that are like, my pussy's awesome. This is all I got to do. It's like, that's why you're on rotation right now.
How people get stuck in situations.
Yes, that's exactly how. So what about you? What's something that bothers you about the dating marketplace right now?
I would say the way that people think they have to classify their relationships because of society. Like some of the most unorthodox stuff works for people, and what works for one doesn't work for all, and that is okay. There shouldn't be a stipulation telling you, no, you have to do it this way, you have to do it that way, or you're not doing it right. No.
But it's more about like a lot of like the red pill space, like what my show is talking about mostly. Like the thing is, they like to look at statistics. We like to look at religion's history. Statistics are facts. And we look at these things because we can say, okay, by a shadow of a doubt, 51% majority, it's best to do this, or this is what's showing to work, and this is what's showing not to work. That's the only reason why people would do something like that,
Right.
And you got to understand, there's a lot of good reason for that, like, but at the same time, I agree. Sometimes the random thing works out really well. Like you always see on TikTok, the really weird couples and shit like that,
Right.
But
It
just
works,
always,
it works.
people should always remember though that they're not going to be the exception to the rule 9 times out of 10. So
Yeah.
try not to do that. What about you? What's something that bothers you about the dating marketplace right now?
I wanted to double back to one of the things you said about the living in the moment. I feel like people would have more of a lighter spirit and stress free if they did live in the moment, because half the time we can only control what we can that day and then, but we spend a lot of our time about what we're going to eat tomorrow, what we're going to do the next day.
Long
Plan,
term.
yeah, we're planners. That's America. Like literally, we're on a clock.
Thinking ahead, yeah.
But
Absolutely.
other than that, I would say social media and not deleting the accounts and all that. I'm thinking the way our society has went into its social, like even kids going to online school, all that. I really think it's the social, the virtual, everything virtual, because people don't know how to interact with each other no more. You're not even
Right.
forced to interact with each other anymore. So
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is media
Mhm.
right now, because media displays what a relationship could be or should be, and it gives standards and fantasies to people who don't know what it should be, especially when half of us sometimes come from a home where we're not even taught the basics of what a relationship should be, or even seen those examples. And like you want to say about minorities, half the time we don't even get fair and good examples of what healthy relationships should
Right.
be between
In your own
families or
household.
like your partner in life.
It's also mental health too. Like
Yeah.
it's your own mental health as well. Yeah. How many people have really good role models? Like if I named off my role models right now, none of y'all could know any of their names. They're scientists, the richest people in the world and stuff. Like these are people that most people don't look up to. Most people look up Kim Kardashian. Most people look up to like really bad mental healthy role models, like ones that are going to mess you up more mentally. Like the thing is, like I always say, I really don't like guys that do steroids or like that focus on vanity and their body and stuff too much, because that causes you insecurity. Women have the same problem with girls getting their ass done, their tits done. You see a girl with that, you're like, oh, I need to look like that, or my cheeks aren't good enough, or my lips aren't good enough. Y'all think y'all have to edit all these things. In reality, a real man doesn't want none of that bullshit.
Yeah,
Like it sucks really bad.
The media consumption, because look at how we do change
The media
ourselves,
makes
and
you
half the
different.
time these guys looking at it and liking it, but when they see you in person, they is not that story.
Did you hear on
Yeah.
TikTok
Yeah.
that
Think about
girl,
that.
that girl that got all that work done for her boyfriend? They ended up breaking up. She's like, I don't even want to look like this anymore. Like a
That's
lot
What
of
the
sad.
hell?
That's
yeah, on
sad.
TikTok, this girl was like, she got all this work done to look like one of the Fashion Nova girlies.
Oh
And she was
no.
just like,
Not
the
the
dude
Fashion
that she
Nova
was
girl.
with, he doesn't even date girls that look like her anymore.
Yeah.
So she was like, she got all that work
That's
done for
crazy.
no
Yeah,
nothing.
I'm telling y'all, like a lot of women get fooled because they're like, this is what the guys want, and like it's cap. Like they might want to fuck that, but they definitely don't want to make that the wife of their kids. They
Exactly.
definitely don't want
Exactly,
that
because
that
they-
person being their wifey.
It reminds me of some of the stuff we talked about last
Yeah.
episode that we
Yeah.
could literally bring up. 'Cause,
No.
yeah.
That shit is funny. But now I want to know. This is the very end part. I'm gonna do a part where I rate y'all as a number of how I see you in a relationship. So this isn't a number based off your looks. I'm not gonna say that you're basically like a 9 is you're really amazing in relationships, and 1 is that you suck at a relationship and you should probably learn some shit.
Hey, Sergio, real
Yeah.
quick, can we get this one last super chat
Yeah,
out
go
of the
for
way?
it.
So this is actually not a super chat, but it's actually a new viewer of ours. So shout out to you.
Yeah, shout out to you, dude. Rad GG LOL. Question for podcast: does religious values have any importance and preference of partners? I was gonna ask that question earlier and I skipped it. Do y'all care about religious preference?
I do not, because my daughter's dad is a completely different like religion than me, and we didn't really care about that. Whatever she like when she gets older, if she chooses to be what he is and what I am, good for her.
Okay. What about you? Does that matter?
It does play a part for me.
It does play a part.
It does.
You want a Christian? What about you?
It doesn't.
Doesn't?
It doesn't, but it also depends. Because I know a lot of, especially Muslims, they would want you to convert, like regardless. So
Yeah, it depends which religion. What about you?
It wouldn't matter to me, but I realize it does make or break some people's relationships.
It does, yes.
unfortunately.
Yeah. What about you?
I would say maybe not, just because I consider myself more spiritual than religious. And if you do some research and go take like a world religions class, half of them play a part on each other and have a lot of the same things. It's just maybe they are polynumerous in the gods they worship, or like one god. That's
Yeah.
usually the difference.
Yeah, that book I sent you to
Mhm.
read by Joseph Campbell. That's all he talks about is how basically every religion is the same thing, and like
Exactly.
how they made
It
all the
really
stories
is.
and why they're so similar and stuff. You're
Exactly.
gonna love that book if you buy it. By the way, it's one of my favorite. It's the thing that changed my entire life, honestly. If anybody wants to know about it, it's called Joseph Campbell, Hero of a Thousand Faces. Um, I want to know, or no, I'm going to give you all this number now, really quick. And afterwards, after I do everybody, y'all are going to give me a number back. Let me know what I can improve on, so I can get better at my relationship as well. I always want to grow and get better. And then you're going to give me a critique on the show and what you thought and, last thoughts. To start, I'll start with you, Heaven, since you've already been here. I don't remember what number I gave you last time. But this time you're not nearly as drunk. So
Why you do me like that again?
you did really good this time, though.
Wow.
I feel like you're a lot different from the last show. Like you've definitely grown. I don't see you as the same person as before. I would say that you're at least like a 6 or a 7 right now. And the only thing that holds you back is you're very independent, like with your job and stuff like that. But once again, I would be understanding of that because it's such a good career. Like I told you last time, I really like that you have a career that it's your bliss. You're following your bliss, as Joseph Campbell says. And I'm proud of you for doing something like that. So I'm not going to say to cut back on anything like that. Just be open to I don't know if you find the perfect guy, be ready to settle in certain aspects. Maybe maybe go down the height, maybe go down the income, and take because like I talk about, there's tons of guys. What Kevin Samuels always talk about. There's tons of plumbers out here. There's tons of fucking construction workers. Tons of guys that make 50 to 60K a year, and they're gonna make 100K in the next 5 to 10 years at their job. Lock them in right now if they're a good guy. Like there's nothing wrong with it. Once again, you know my view on relationships and why I think that you shouldn't be stuck single. So yeah, for you. The only thing that really hurts you is your age. You're 30, right? That's the only thing that hurts you, but you look very young. If I had to guess what your age you are, you look like you're 23.
I get that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna give you a low number based off your age. Like I would probably also give you like a 6 or a 7. And it's more about that I just don't know enough about you, like how good in a relationship you would be. I didn't get enough information out of you, kind of. But just based off of your standards and stuff like that, think about lowering them. Think about sacrificing no heels for the rest of your life, because that's honestly what's in it entails. If you have to get a 6 foot guy or 6'1" guy, it means no more heels, Or I mean, maybe the guy's cool with it or something. I don't know. I think it looked goofy in pictures, in my opinion.
No, it wasn't.
But yeah, but I mean, that's all I would say for you. Otherwise, I think that you're very like submissive, like you're very willing to listen. The biggest thing that we like to show at this table sometimes is which women are argumentative, which ones like to listen and like actually learn something about men, and like you're really the type of person where you have a lot of growth coming, like if you try. And you have a really good job. I always like to give advice to women to work under the type of person you want to be with. So you work in a dental field, right? I don't know if you want to be with a dentist, but I think you're in a very good position to end up with a dentist because you work under them. Right. So like if a girl wanted to be with a lawyer, I'd tell her to become a paralegal or become something under a lawyer. Also, another thing that I like to say is go to charity events, go to networking events. That's the big advice I like to give for you to go find a good guy, especially at your age. You could find a really good guy at a charity or a networking event, and he's like 35, 40 possibly, and he has his shit together. That's the best advice I can really give to you.
Hey, Sergio, I got a quick question for
Yeah.
you in reference to something that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
So with your age, do you think that came with your maturity and your mindset? Because I noticed you agree with a lot that we actually had to say during this show. Would you say that you're different minded whenever you're younger?
Absolutely. Like if I were in some of the relationships that I was in younger right now, I don't know who I would be. Like that would not be me.
Yeah. So you've grown a lot though. You've changed a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, take it from somebody, ladies. The other ladies at the
sure.
table, take it from somebody who's 30 and she's already, gone through a lot of this bullshit. So what about you? Or for you, I would give you. You are in a relationship, so I know that you probably have a lot of really good relationship qualities. Like I'll give you like an 8 because I get the feeling that if you're in a relationship, you're doing pretty good about most of your things. You'd probably even go up higher than that if I learn more details about you. I really don't know enough about you, but yeah, I really don't have a lot to say to you because you're in a relationship. You're doing great. Congratulations. A lot of women are struggling to do just what you did. So really congrats. Lock that guy down. Make sure you get the ring. Like one of the big things that I like to preach is get the ring because that's like your only leverage if he ends up cheating or something later on, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, just get the ring. Like, don't be one of the side bitches, you know. But you're not doing that, so you're fine. For you, how old were you again? 23?
25.
25. Okay. You're just really independent. Like I was telling her, you know, independence can end up biting you in the ass. Just because of that alone, I would give you like a 5 or a 6. But it's just that if you can become, you might already be more submissive, and I've just never seen it because, you know, I'm not in a relationship with you or anything. But I would just say be more submissive, be more willing to give up certain things. I think you had said that you would give up or did you say you'd give up your Instagram?
Oh no, not
No.
the Instagram
Yeah.
because
Oh, but you
my
would give up
business
the
is there.
vacations though.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
So like yeah, you're somewhat submissive already. You're willing to give up certain things for a man. You have room to grow also, kind of like the other
For
girls. So
sure.
I see you having really good potential if you could just take some of this advice and if you want to run with some of this advice that I gave tonight, you
For
know.
sure.
But that's it really. Like once again, like I tell everybody, possibly lower the standards if you want a certain height or something. Maybe lower it a couple inches, maybe lower the income a little bit, maybe the plumber, you know, maybe try these things that like I also like to tell women to not do this thing sometimes because if you've had over 10, 20 bodies, it's really hard sometimes for you to like downgrade because you've experienced so much really good shit. Sometimes it's hard. So sometimes I tell girls don't downgrade at all because you're just going to ruin that man and yourself even more. You know, so definitely take what I say with a grain of salt when it comes to the downgrading thing. Some of y'all might be trapped in what I call alpha widowed, and you have to go for another alpha because you're widowed by it. But yeah, that's it really for you. You have a lot of room to go up though. For you,
Don't take a deep breath. Don't
know.
take a deep breath.
I would give you a 4, and the only reason is because you're just argumentative. You're very independent. These are great traits for a woman that's gonna make good money, you know, and be successful. It's great traits. You're gonna do amazing in life. I have no doubt that in 10 years you're gonna be in an amazing position, alone or possibly with somebody. But I think more likely alone.
Can I add that I'm speaking as a woman who does not want a relationship right now?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And that's fine. I usually give women that like say that a straight up 1 or 2 because yeah, if you don't want a relationship, you're never gonna have one. Yeah. So like, and I don't really need to give you advice because you don't want one. So like, there's nothing
I
really
will say
to say.
never. I will in the future, but not right
Yeah. I mean, you were one of the few ones at the table who actually said you wanted a kid. So I wanted to go back to that and just say, you know, remember if you do want a kid, you might want to take some of the shit I said with a grain of salt and like think about it tonight when you're going to bed. Like you might want to really think about some of it because if you really want a kid, this is how you're really gonna get one. Now, don't get me wrong. You could totally get knocked up by a simper beta dude that makes like $300,000 a year, and then get paychecks for the rest of your life. You know, get child support or something. And I think that's like a. I mean, that like that's a finesse too. At the end of the day, like that's like I would see the women as getting a W out of that anyway. So you could do that too. You don't have to go after these alpha guys that I'm trying to say what to do for and stuff like that.
Yeah, you'll still be able to take your girls' trips.
Yeah, and you'll still be able to take your girls' trips with those guys too. He'll probably pay for them. He'll pay for you and all your girls. I've seen guys do it. So for you, I'll give you like a 9. You sound very submissive and very good in your relationship. You sound like you're a very good girlfriend. You listen to your man. You respect him. You know he's the king. You treat him like a king. The only thing is, I would say, just because he's a relationship therapist, don't fucking take advantage of that. I think that you might take advantage of some things because
I need
he's
the
so.
therapy.
Yeah, I can see that. So like I feel bad for the guy.
I feel bad for him too.
But it sounds like he lives a really good life though. He goes out all the time. Like I don't know. It sounds like he has a lot of privileges though. Yeah. So I think he's living fine. Like I have no advice to give you really. Like you're doing great. You're taking care of the kids and everything. So yeah, props to y'all. Y'all are all doing really. Or I feel like everybody here is like really good except for you. I'm just kidding. It's just because you don't. I'm just saying because you don't want one though. Just because you don't want. But the day you want a relationship, you might want to change some stuff. That's all I'm saying. We'll start the critiques back on me. We'll start with you actually. Give me a number that I would be in a relationship and give me a critique that I can do better on.
Oh, and last thoughts about
yeah,
the
and
show.
then last thoughts about the show.
Oh, well, I don't. We talked about like all of us ladies, you know, so I don't really know much about.
Well, I feel like by me pointing out the statistics and saying
okay,
everything I do, y'all got a good idea of what kind of guy I am. You know.
Well, yeah, no. So that's what
I'm a dickhead. I know. I'm just kidding.
Master. I would say about like an 8.5. From what I've seen, you talking to like your woman, you treat her with respect. She looks at you, she listens to you. Like you told her she could quit her job if she wanted to. And I look at her and I said, do it. If he says yes, then do it. So that's a 9. I give you a 9.
Okay, I'll take it. That's the best number I think I've ever got. What about you? Hit me back. Hit me back. Here, talking to the mic though, if you can.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say a 5
I'll take it.
And I would say 5 because I mean I do agree. I do like that you are a. I would say in a sense you would be a provider for your woman, but at the same time you want a woman who's submissive. Which nothing's wrong with a woman being submissive, but I feel like a man can equally be submissive, and that's what a lot of men miss out on because they see another alpha woman and they get intimidated just a little bit.
You shouldn't assume that I'm not submissive though as well. See, that's the thing. You just made an assumption.
But you're assuming that I can't be submissive because I want to be an alpha woman or I want to be independent.
Well, because what happens is most women who get into the habits of like I'm talking about, where you're working a lot and stuff like that, it is hard for you to check out of that. That's why I said
But you don't
his
think
girl
I can be
doesn't.
submissive?
I think that you can, but like a difference between her submissive and your submissive is going to be completely different because her man doesn't want her to go to work because she would pick up on certain traits and certain habits. Now, because of how she's at home all the time, she's not going to have those same traits. You're right. You could totally try to turn the switch off, but I'm just saying it's harder to do it.
Try.
Yeah, you can try.
I could absolutely do it.
Okay, I hear that all the
Fear
time, but most of those
Yeah.
people have a hard time.
Yeah.
It just depends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
He might be like
a-
Cardi B. Cardi B switches it off.
A successful man is counterintuitive in itself, or a submissive man is counterintuitive in itself. Like that's a submissive male, like that's not a man.
Yeah.
So, and
Like,
it's not one that you're gonna
we're,
respect.
we're,
neither.
we're definitely submissive in other ways. Like I will do anything for my girl that she needs me to do for her. Like I don't sit there and argue and complain over things. You know, that's what a man does. Like they don't complain. They just take care of whatever the hell the problem is. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Yeah, go ahead and also wait. Did you give a show critique? I did not hear that, or did you give a show?
Final thoughts.
Yeah, final thoughts. Yeah,
I
do a
had
final thoughts
fun.
really quick. You had fun?
Yep, I had fun.
Would you come
I
back?
Yeah, absolutely. I learned a lot from all these ladies, and I got a lot of like advice that I've never even thought like to ask myself. So I think it was great.
Good. Awesome. And so final thoughts from you also after the number and the critique.
I loved it. I mean, I would say it definitely gave me a lot of thought. Like, damn, maybe I need to be a little bit more submissive. But I liked the show. It was good.
No, you're a good contrarian. You're a good opposition today. No, I liked it. So what about you? Go ahead and give me a number and what I can improve on, and then a critique for the show.
I would give you an 8. I like how like you're a real man and you stand behind your woman and what you guys do. And, you know, you speak about it. You're confident in it. And I like how you don't like to overshadow her though. As an alpha man, and you're like, oh, I get it done. Like you make sure she's right beside you, not behind you. So I do give you a 9 on that. And the show, love the show. I appreciate y'all having me.
You want to come back?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And you'd come back too?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. All right. What about you? Go ahead and give me a number and a critique for the show after that.
I give you a 9. Definitely. Like I say, you provide for your girl. That I'm pretty sure each one of us would want a man to basically be on the same shit that you be on, and you're not old as fuck. So that
Not old and creepy.
But yeah, I feel like you were definitely spend some knowledge without being disrespectful. So yeah, I definitely give you a 9. And as far as the podcast, wonderful. Yeah, I had a great time. This was fun.
It was
Good.
fun.
Good.
fun.
I'm happy. Dude. This was a really good table, honestly. What about you?
I would give you an 8 or a 9. I would assume that you're like a nurturing alpha in your relationship. You don't overshadow, but you can tell you don't overstep either. And I feel like you set a good example for the teammate thing that you were talking about. Yeah, you show it too.
Yeah. So one of the big things I like to say is it's not like I'm over her, she's over me. It's complimentary.
Yeah.
So like we're always like this, but at the end of the day, sometimes only one person's driving the car. So sometimes one person's making a decision on things. And I'm the head of house, so usually I'm the one who makes the decision. If it's something at my field, I'm making the decision.
Yeah.
I see it as a 51%, 49% thing. It's not like I'm 70 and she's 30. Yeah. It's 51, 49. And then, but what happens if she gets pregnant? If she gets pregnant, she has 51%. I have 49. I'm going to give her my 2 cents of if we should have the baby or not. But she's making the final decision. That's her body. That's her kid. You know what I'm saying? So like that's the balance that we have. And I think that's what most people should try to shoot for and be complimentary. If he's really good at this, I'm going to be really good at this, you know?
I agree.
Absolutely.
What about you, Heaven?
I'll just say an 8. I agree with some of the stuff they said. I think you have showed, like, when we talked about the symbiosis thing, it seems like y'all have created a great relationship. I'm not in a relationship, so I can't sit here and knock you for that. Like, that's
Right.
good. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I like
I
her.
agree.
I'm like, okay, I see you. But I would just say, yes, you're a little bit of an asshole. So
Yeah.
that's gonna knock you down to that 8. But you might be a 9. Nobody perfect. But yeah, the
Yeah, no.
asshole make you an 8.
Yeah, and like the thing is, most women like the asshole. Y'all can say all day that y'all don't, but usually you like a man that's gonna hold it down and gonna say what you want. It really, it just depends though. Not everybody. But you didn't say what you like or a critique about the show though. What did you think about the show? Yeah, you loved it, and you'd come back.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. What about you? Critique for the show.
I've been here before. That's why I came back. So I really don't have any critiques. I
So you
think
definitely gonna come back again, huh?
I think you should keep doing it. It opens.
Yeah.
It's a great way for women out here to meet each
Yeah.
other.
And speak
and
their minds.
And
Yeah.
everybody here respected everybody's opinion so well, no matter the
Absolutely.
age, and that stuck out a lot to me because when I was younger, it would always be, "No, my opinion's more important than yours.
Right,
No, I'm right,
yes.
you're wrong."
Well, no, like we've had panels like that where like girls come on and there's just all it takes is one contrarian, like one person that's just like, I disagree with fucking everything. You're still like, and all it takes is them interrupting a bunch, and like it's like what Kevin Samuels always say. He'd always be like, I match energy. Like a woman would be yelling at him and he'd be yelling back, and it's like, yeah, because you're doing this. And but like when you have a nice, calm, respectful table and everybody's super, man, it's the greatest show ever.
Makes
Like
you think.
I'm not gonna get a lot of clicks from this show, but damn, I'm happy that everybody learned something. Everybody furthered their knowledge, and like y'all might be able to go out into the dating market and like snatch up a better dude possibly or something. You know, that's all I give a fuck about. I don't care about the clicks,
I
man.
guess next time I gotta get drunk on the show.
Yeah.
Then I'll
No.
start
Everybody
talking
has to
real
start getting
reckless.
drunk so we can see what we
Shot
really
isn't
think.
even that
Really
bad.
sick.
All
Yeah,
right,
and we
let's-
did have people that disagree with us, by the way, because they left.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They did. Yeah, we did have people that disagree. We just didn't kick them off. They just kicked themselves off. Fuck you. Go ahead and go to the super chat. Was there any more?
No, we don't
No?
have any more super
Okay,
chats. We're
man.
good.
Well,
We were boring.
thank y'all, everybody.
Fine.
Hey, yeah, y'all were awesome. Y'all were
thank
awesome.
y'all for disagreeing.
Yeah, for real. Like, yeah. Thanks for the clicks.
Yeah,
But no, yeah. Thank y'all, ladies, so much for coming. All you are more welcome to come back on whenever. I would love for y'all to bring a single friend that's struggling and needs help. You know, like
I
bring.
got one right
Well, yeah. I mean, but
Just kidding.
we'll always have the
Bitch.
door open for y'all, ladies. Thank you so much, and thank you, Donnie, in the back. Thank you, Josh, in the back. We will see y'all on Monday. We appreciate everybody for coming up and pulling up. Yeah, thank you, ladies. We'll see y'all later. Good night. Peace out.
That was
I
so
love
cool.